Hey, Symposium listeners, have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 31 and 32, Melisandre and Reek. In these chapters, Melisandre has many secrets up her sleeves, and Roose Bolton can't help but spill some of his to Theon. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmit, who died / undied in these chapters? I should just make that the official ask,
I think that should be the official ask, because by God, what? I swear to God, I have started at this point predicting that nobody's dead. And then on top of that, there's more nobody's deads, and there's big nobody's deads. Obviously this series is great and whatever, but looking at it from an eagle eye point of view, you're how did he get away with doing this again? When you're reading it, you're so in it and you're oh my God, this is so blah blah blah. But then when you step out and you're looking at hey, if I had to give a quick not that I would be capable of giving this, but let's say you were giving a 5-minute snapshot and you had to capture all the big events. I feel and then at this wedding, this person dies. And then 6 months later, we find out they're not dead. And then this guy executes this guy. But that guy actually escapes. I feel it's the same thing, but in it's different enough that it's really cool. Anyway, yeah, I just was having a lot of thoughts about these chapters. But who died is the actual question. Okay, so Mance is not dead apparently, but Rattleshirt was the guy that we saw die.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of
sad. Not really. I don't care.
Yeah, there was a lot of deaths in this one too. But okay, remind me again what Rattleshirt did, because John was very, because you know how John really hated him.
He was an asshole when John was I'm now a free folk.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
Rattleshirt just was one of the assholes. I don't know.
Okay, cool,
I don't remember any specifics, but...
Okay, cool. Because there was that other guy who,
he
John
was also, he's I get off on killing crows and all of that stuff, which is, I think, a lot of the wild free folks, MO, so,
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, wait, who died? Okay. There were a lot of deaths in this chapter. These chapters, I feel, or maybe we just talked about it a lot. Okay, so the 3 people that Melisandre predicted, the
Rangers
striker guy, I don't know. I tried so hard to get their names. Anyway,
well, if you had actually tried, you would have written them down. But
no, I tried so hard to just remember them. Because usually names like that, I'm okay. But this time I was hey, let's see if
I think the one guy is Blackjack
Bowler.
And two of his other guys.
Yeah, and then two other people. And then, okay, so those three people died. The Mant Rattleshirt Switch. Okay, I think that was it for John's chapter. Or nope, this was a Melisandre chapter. That was it for Melisandre's chapter. Okay, let me just think. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. And then oh my god, whose chapter did we read? Who was
Reek?
Oh, Reek, that guy. Okay. So who all died? There were deaths in this.
They went
we
looking
talked
for
a
people.
lot. Yes, they went looking for the phrase who are missing, but we don't know what that's about.
Right.
We don't know if it's like he hid them, he killed them, they escaped, quote unquote, or not quite escaped, but like went away, like went on, like got far away, and then something happened to them. Who knows? We don't know that yet, but they're not here. And then also, we talked a lot about the Dominic guy.
Domeric.
He's Domeric. Him. How Ramsay probably killed him.
Definitely killed him.
We talked about the last Reek, who, is dead.
Yeah.
I think also killed by Ramsay, if I'm not remembering.
No. Well, killed instead of Ramsay, because they, did a switcheroo as well. And Ramsay pretended to be Reek, and they killed Reek as Ramsay, thinking he was Ramsay, and then Ramsay snuck into Winterfell as Reek, and then got under Theon. Got under his skin, but not really. He pretended to
just
serve,
took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the whole operation.
I mean, that's also just a very graphic idiom to use for the Boltons. Got under somebody's skin,
Oh god.
So I think that's just I'm just gonna refrain in the future.
Okay, maybe that's it. For some reason I was reading these and I was like, wow, a lot of people are dying, but I guess not.
Well, we learned about the names of Ramsay's dogs, who are all named after girls he hunted.
Oh, maybe that also added to my general feeling that there's a lot going on. Okay, yes.
And Ramsay
one of them was
killed
called,
just
Grey
a
Jane.
Random guy on the road. You're forgetting about him.
The old guy. Just because he made fun of him and was like,
well, no, not made fun of
Lord
him.
Snow.
Just because he called him a Snow, Lord Snow instead of Lord Bolton. Yeah. Maybe the guy hadn't gotten the memo, but
I strongly doubt it.
I do not. News travels slow.
But it's been so long.
Has it?
Yeah. Oh, I guess because he was only officially made a Bolton. Okay, yeah, got it. I keep forgetting that, Tommen had to, make it official,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, yes. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. What was I saying? I was gonna say something.
I have
idea. Right. His, dogs.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it, but we might come across others. It's very deathy, these all the series is very deathy and then a little undeathy and just,
Yeah.
all of it. So what did you actually think about these chapters?
These were good. These were epic. Melisandre.
Tell me about that being in her head.
Melisandre, it was so weird. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Who's this guy? Who are you? Oh my god, you mean everything. It just was so wild to be in her head and be like, oh, so it's real. It was because, Melisandre has not, ever since we met her back in, book 2, she has not been the object of every chapter. You know what I mean? We'll go long sort of periods without seeing her, but then she comes back and it's kind of ooh, what's Melisandre up to? Whatever. So she's a character who's always in, the back of my mind. But, so it was she was answering questions I didn't even remember that I had a little bit. you know? Because she's kind of like at one point, like, she's thinking about Davos, and she's like, you know, he's misguided, but I know he's loyal. And so, like, I remember, like, way earlier being like, okay, so she respects Davos, but she just, like, but, like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, was Stannis able to prevent her from killing him? Like, I remember when we were worried that she was just gonna kill Davos, but now it kind of adds more context to that, where it's like, no, she, like, she respects Davos, she just wants to thwart his plans because she doesn't like them, you know, and she thinks they're bad plans. Well, it just
makes sense that, no, not all of his plans necessarily. Just the ones plans, where he sneaks away the guy she's gonna kill to raise dragons from stone. But if she believes that Stannis is for real Azor Ahai, then it makes sense that a guy who's that loyal to Stannis, she will also respect, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I guess up until now, we didn't even know if she actually believed that, right?
Yeah.
It does make sense, but it was just like coming back to things. Like, it almost felt like, I'm sure this isn't so, and I really hope it's not, but it almost felt like a little, like, wrapping up the Melisandre stuff. Like, in some ways. Obviously, okay, hear me out. Like, obviously there's so much yet to come, but, like, there's just so many things that we just haven't known, and to have them answered all at once, it's like satiating. You know what I mean?
So
to,
give
like,
me
some
an
of those
example.
things.
Like, obviously one of them is, like, does she actually believe that Stannis is Azor Ahai? Does she actually have magic? Like, those are
those things. But then also, like, where did she come from? What was her history? What was she up to? Like, obviously we don't know all of the specifics, but, like, it's just, like, just getting, like, her thoughts about everything, and, like, getting, like, glimpses of, like, her past and stuff. Like, it just was like, oh, it felt like a little crash course in Melisandre.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like, you know, so late in the series to be having this POV, and it's a POV of somebody who has been around. Like, the new POVs we've had, they've been, like, all new people. Like, we don't know Quentin, we don't know Griff, like, we literally never met them before, but now we're having Melisandre, who we have known since book 2. So I think inevitably that was going to be a crash course. It's kind of like, even in the beginning of book 2, the first chapter, I think, is like Jaime, and that in and of itself is also a crash course, you know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, so a lot of his character is revealed over the course of the next couple books, but that first one when you're like, oh my god, he really is that arrogant. Like, he really does think he's better than everybody. Like, but also he knows that he's kind of a piece of shit. Like, you know?
Yeah, there's a weird self-awareness. Yeah. But I think just the difference that I felt with this one was just, like, because she is in the middle of, like, one of her grand schemes. So it's like, it's just, like, so even more of a crash course, because you're like, you're kind of getting all of her, like, okay, like, we're getting her backstory. This is our first time seeing her. We're seeing how she thinks, like, how she acts, whatever. But then we're also getting, like, her in the middle of a scheme. So it's, like, fun to go along
Interesting
on
that, like, she's like, yeah, Stannis is Azor Ahai, but I am going to keep the scheme from him. Like, I'm going to give him the satisfaction of killing Mance without actually killing Mance.
Yeah. So, yeah, literally, she's like, yeah, it's like this weird, like, I know better than the guy I think is Azor Ahai. Yeah, that was really interesting. But, Melisandre's chapter was really good. It was nice. And then, who's the other? Reek. Yes, Reek. Unfortunately, I will say Melisandre's chapter did overshadow Reek's a little bit, but Reek's was not bad. It was honestly, like, I hate to use the word awesome, because obviously there's a lot of, like, history there, and, like, obviously, like, they're both abusers to different people, and, like, all the thing, but unfortunately, I have to use the word awesome, because it was a little bit awesome to just see their interaction for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I
think that's okay, because one of my hot takes is gonna be a kind of actually like Roose. Like, obviously I still want him to die and hate him for the Red Wedding and everything. But as, like, a character to read on the page, he's very entertaining.
He's very captivating. Like, and I hate to say it that way, but he is, because for so long we've been like, because first we thought he was just, like, some guy and half of his army got defeated, and he must be so dumb to have let that happen. And then we realize that he's actually this, like, mastermind, and then we meet him and we're like, oh, you're, like, evil. We don't like you. And then you kind of get to this place where, like, obviously, like, Reek has a point of view. Like, he has been, like, crushed and, like, broken down at this point, right? So there's, like, a certain point of view there. But it's weird because I feel like Reek's, and obviously Bolton is confiding in him, which probably helps, but I feel like Reek's eyes are where we've kind of seen him most honestly so far.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like with Arya, like, obviously here there's a power imbalance, but with Arya there was, like, a different power imbalance because it was like, don't want her to get caught, we have no idea if we can trust him, we're just starting to find out that he's evil, like, it was different. And then all the rumors we hear, like, it's different. And then obviously, like, the Starks didn't have a great grasp on who he was either. So I feel like this is kind of our first time, like, really seeing him, and he is really interesting because, like, even the fact that he's, like, instantly clocking, like, oh, Wyman Manderley's up to something, like, he just is so, it's, like, kind of like, you know how one of the reasons being in Tyrion's head is satisfying is because he's so smart, and he's so, like, able to, like, really, like, plot and scheme and stuff.
Yeah, the times that he does that.
The times that he's, you know, sober enough to kind of be there for that, and has the, like, power, like, his dad's like, hey, you go be my hand, so he can actually go do his things. But, like, it's kind of like that, where it's like, I don't like this guy, but I do respect his acumen, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of awesome, I guess, is what I'm coming back to see those interactions. And I think it's also the part of me that just, like, likes seeing Ramsay get humbled. And I know that it sucks, and I know that, like, obviously, from Ramsay's point of view, it's like, this was literally, like, my mom's abuser, and, like, blah, 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 and this guy doesn't, like, Ramsay must know that this guy doesn't love him, he's just going along with it, because he's his only son, and, like, I get all the things, but because Ramsay acts so evil, it's just nice to see him get humbled.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Let's do a quick summary and dive into these chapters. So,
okay, yes.
3, 2, 1, Melisandre.
Okay, Melisandre's like, I need Jon. Oh my god, I'm trying to look at what my Azor Ahigh's up to. I keep seeing Jon. What's that about? I don't sleep. I don't eat. I'm devoted to my lord. Oh my god, I have trauma. Devon loves me. Okay, I need to get to the actual plot points. What happens? Oh, Mance, she saved Mance, replaced him with Rattleshirt, has a little spell going. She's like, Jon, your sister will be saved by him, and it, like,
switch.
You don't have to lose your honor. Reek. Okay, Reek, Ramsay's having a feast for being unsuccessful at looking for the Freys who are missing, or Wyman did something to them. And his dad walks in and he's like, what the fuck? And his dad's like, I'm taking Reek, Dustin wants him. They go to Lady Dustin. She's like, wow, you're out of shape, but not out of shape, but bent out of shape, but whatever. And then she goes back. Hey.
It's okay. To redeem yourself, I give you the opportunity to lead the conversation so graciously. Okay. Not because I don't want to do it, but because you want to redeem yourself, you know.
What game are you playing?
Balls.
Balls? Oh.
It's called Balls.
What do you do in it?
Oh, seriously, we're gonna talk about the game?
Can you tell me?
It's like you shoot balls at the tiles in the ceiling and you get them all down.
Like a brick breaker vibe, but a lot more balls.
A lot more balls, and you don't have to, like, catch it at the bottom.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, slay. Okay, I'll continue now. Okay, so we start off in Melisandre's, and so this is, like, her night, and this is what she spends all night doing. And there's a lot. Oh, another thing that I really liked about Melisandre's chapter. She's just as dramatic in her own head as she is out loud. And I loved it. Like, everything else was great, but I think that the sheer drama that the experience she gives to herself is so funny. Like, it was genuinely entertaining. So we start off this chapter and she's like, the first lesson I'd learned is that the fire is never allowed to go out. And it's like, because she's been in front of her fire all night, right? And like doing her spells and like doing her, seeing her things. And so the logs are gone, the fire's dying. So she's like, I gotta add more. And she kind of lets us know, like, we kind of get reminded of this thing again of like, like a lot of people have been brought down by false visions. Like, you got to be really careful that you're reading the flames correctly. And so she's trying to see Stannis as he's going like south. And so she hadn't wanted him to go south, right? Because she was like, you're going to be in danger.
No.
And then, or is she worried that there's danger? So she's just looking.
She's just always looking. Yeah. I don't think she was like, don't go. I think she knew he has to go.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so she's looking into the flames, she's trying to figure out if there's any danger, but what she keeps asking the flames is she keeps saying, like, show me Azor Ahai, show me your king, show me the dangers that are going to befall him. But the flames keep showing her Jon instead of Stannis, and I know that, like, we're supposed to clock this, but it's also just so funny that she's not clocking this.
Yeah. Well, you know, she's like, oh, you know, those amateur fire readers can read into fire what they want to read, not what's actually there. But I am too... she literally says something like, let me find it.
She's like, I'm the best.
Melisandre
no
had
can do it.
Yeah, practiced her art for years beyond count, and she had paid the price. There was no one, even in her order, who had her skill at seeing the secrets half revealed and half concealed with the sacred flames. Wow. So, like, okay, like, do you think, first off, that she is the best at this? Or does she just think she's the best at this?
I think it's a bit of both. I think that she definitely, okay, on one side, I think that it's like the thing of like, she is so traumatized as we're learning. And I think that it also is just like a thing of like, you know, when like you experience a trauma and then it's like a lot of people like to do this or end up doing this where like, you're kind of like, oh, there was a purpose to that. It gave me this, or like, this is how, and it's not that like the trauma has bettered you, but like you overcoming the trauma has made you able to like have this skill better or like be able to navigate this better, whatever. I feel like this is almost like one of her trauma responses too, where she's like, yeah, I was so tortured and I have so much trauma, but like, I am the best now, so who cares? Like a little bit too, so like that's kind of like sculpting her like view of herself. But I also think that she probably is one of the best. Like, I would not be shocked if she was one of the best.
Okay, yeah, I can go with one of, because I like, how has she then not seen Daenerys in any form or shape then?
And like, how,
or I guess it's that the best is not like the seeing, the best is the interpreting. Like, she has misinterpreted a lot of stuff, you know?
Yeah. Because I'm also thinking, like, maybe the best is just, like, the people who are able to, like, maybe she's thinking of the best as, like, I can do this all night, every night, and not fizzle out. Like, the best is, maybe the best means, like, she has the most direct line to Azor, not Azor, to, like, the Lord of Light. Right? Like, maybe it's, like...
I can't help but think of the guy in PK that, like, pretends to talk to God. Like, he, like, dials his number every day.
Oh my god. Yeah, guys, I got a direct line to him if you want. Yeah, because I don't know, like, I wonder if, like, strength doesn't have to, like, maybe she's not the best interpreter, but she is the best seer. Like, she has the most like clear and like,
oh my god, vision. What if she's dialing the wrong number? Sorry.
That's the problem.
Like the visions she's getting, they're not sent by R'hllor, but like by the other somehow.
Whoa, can you imagine?
You know?
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm sorry, people. If you haven't seen BK, like, I can't help you. You like, you just need to, and then you can
go do it. Go
understand what we're talking about.
Also, like, okay. Do you remember at the end of the last recording for the last chapters where I was like, crackpot theory, maybe Melisandre thinks Jon's Azor Ahai, and that's why she's so after Jon listening.
Right.
It was right in a different form. Melisandre doesn't yet realize that the flames are trying to tell her that.
Yeah. And I would say this is pretty much the strongest evidence we have that Jon is Azor Ahai. But I still feel that Daenerys
It's
can't
Dany,
be
not
nothing.
Jon. Yeah.
So if Jon's Azor Ahai, Daenerys is the prince that was promised, or or maybe there's they're two halves of the same thing or some shit, you know?
Okay, wait. So Azor Ahai is like, we defeat the Great Other. He's gonna lead us to defeat the Great Other.
Yeah, Azor Ahai was the guy that forged Lightbringer by killing his wife with it, and then fought the Great Other and saved the world, and he's gonna be reborn and he's gonna save us again. You know?
Okay. Can I toss out another crackpot theory first? What if okay, wait. Does Jon has a sword, right? What's Jon's sword name?
Longclaw.
Longclaw. Is it special in any way, or is it just
Valyrian steel?
Oh, it's the one that Mormont gave him, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So could that be the sword? And then if he goes and slays something or someone really important with it, that could be the inciting thing.
I guess it could be. It makes sense that a Valyrian steel sword might be Lightbringer. The Danes, House Dane, also have their sword.
Because I also was thinking maybe this is so far-fetched, but hear me out, okay? Wait. Okay, wait, sorry, I'm having 5 thoughts at once. Okay, thought number 1. Okay, you know how, what if Needle somehow comes back into play? What if Arya comes back and there's a Needle and it's Jon and Arya combined are Azor Ahai, or Jon's Azor Ahai but also Arya's helpful too. Arya's right up there too.
Well, sure. I don't doubt that Arya could be helpful, but once again, where's Dany in this? Okay, as much as I have been frustrated with her chapters, where is the person who literally brought dragons into the world?
She does stuff too. It all intersects. They all do stuff. Remember, this whole time I don't doubt that all of them are going to be equally helpful. I just I'm trying to make sense of it with what Melisandre is giving us, you know? So, okay, so that, but then I also am thinking okay, so you know the girl that she sees on the horse that's dying coming to Jon?
Yeah.
I think it's Brienne.
What?
I think it's Brienne. I know, as I was...
Okay, please string those thoughts for me.
Okay, because as I was reading, I know, before, I was I have no idea who the fuck this could be. Maybe this is Jane. But now I'm thinking, and I'm I feel it has to be Brienne.
But she doesn't mention, any of Brienne's defining physical qualities, you know?
But she just says a girl on a gray horse, and a gray girl on a horse.
Okay, so Brienne was about to be dying at the hands of Lady Stoneheart. So how has she ended up here?
Okay, so she's not here yet. This is a future thing that she's coming to them. Whether, because even Melisandre herself says, it could be the next month, next week, next year, but you gotta be ready, whatever. But I think it's okay, so Stoneheart said she would let go of her if she promises to go kill Jaime. And also, sorry, the reason I thought of this right now, or as I was reading these chapters, I was I think it's Brienne, but the reason I'm bringing it up now is because Brienne also has the Valyrian steel sword, right?
Does she? Oh, she does, because it's one half of ice.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Brienne also has ice. So I'm oh, if she comes to him, we got so many Valyrian steel swords now, and maybe one of them alone isn't enough to be Lightbringer, but maybe if we I don't know, this isn't science-y, but this is me thinking magically, but maybe we put them all together and they make Lightbringer. You know what I mean? All their power combined is Lightbringer. Or we melt them all down and then we add all the Valyrian steel together and then the grand sword is Lightbringer. I don't know, but I think all of these things have to be connected in one of those ways, you know?
All right.
Yeah, so I think it's Brienne, and I think, yeah, because Melisandre's only seen her once, and she, like, she didn't, like, she just kind of assumed it's gotta be your sister, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she had the characteristics of Arya or Jane either.
Let's get back into some of these descriptions, because then we can,
Yeah, okay.
So, wow, maybe we shouldn't put you in charge of getting us through a chapter.
Okay, you can't.
We literally haven't gotten past the first paragraph.
But we've talked about so many important things.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, I can go back to summarizing, and then I'll bring up the things as they come up.
Yes.
How about
Sounds
that?
good.
Okay, cool. I was just bringing them up because I was like, this doesn't feel like a bad
I'm only
place.
teasing you.
Okay.
It's what I do. It's my professional profession.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so yeah, she's like, show me your king, your instrument, and then she's not realizing what the flames are actually showing her. And so a vision that she's having right now is she sees like a bunch of like eyeless faces, like little skulls weeping blood.
No, separate things. She saw the eyeless faces again staring at her from sockets weeping blood. These are the three guys that are coming that died that they find again. So this is not the skulls. Yeah.
Yes, right. And then like, so that's one of the things she sees. And then another thing she sees towers by the sea crumbling as the dark tide comes sweeping over them. Shadows in the shape of skulls that turn to mist.
Okay, wait, and one at a time.
Okay, sorry,
so
yeah. Okay,
the towers by the sea crumbling as a dark tide comes to sweep them away. So later on, she tells Jon that it's Eastwatch, even though she's like, I've been to Eastwatch, and that did not look like Eastwatch, but she just wants to sound confident, so she's like, yes, it's Eastwatch. And she is like, sometimes visions don't look exactly like the things in real life. So what do you think it's Eastwatch? Could it be something else?
I don't know. Even before Jon said it was Eastwatch, I was like, oh, this is probably Eastwatch. And then he said that, and I was like, well, maybe it's not, because he said it. Maybe it's like, because Towers by the Sea, maybe it's like something on like the Iron Islands or something. Like, maybe it's like Skagos or something. Because I'm just thinking of like
now
things...
you remember Skagos.
Well, yes, because now they bring it up all the time. No, because I think it's like, because it's Towers by the Sea crumbling as the dark tide came sweeping over them. Like, I'm sure it could be unrelated. Like, this could be like, oh, Stannis marches on the Iron Islands. Like, it could be something non-other related. But I'm trying to think of this as like the main problem. Like, what does she say? Like, what's the grand other or whatever? Like, what's he up to? Okay, so if his like instruments are like the others and the like White Walkers and like all the things, like if that's his instrument, then like where would he attack? Where would the dark tide start? Like whatever. So I'm like, okay, it's either got to be like at the wall, Eastwatch by the sea sort of vibe, or it's got to be like around the wall, right? Like if we go to the west, we head to the Iron Islands, or like we go to the east and we go to like Skagos.
Right.
So those were kind of the places I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay, good thoughts. Let's move on. Then she sees shadows in the shape of skulls that turn to mist. Later she thinks, death. The skulls mean death. Very, astutely put, I guess. Melisandre, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really have any thoughts on this one. I just was like, does this just kind of mean like there's gonna be a lot of death before, like it's not gonna be like a, hey, we got the whole gang back together so we can defeat the others now? Like, I feel like this is kind of like a indicative of like this is gonna be a long thing and we're gonna lose a lot of people.
Right. Yeah.
So like I just don't know what else it could be,
Makes sense. She sees bodies locked together in lust, writhing and rolling and clawing. Honestly, I got nothing for that either. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it's, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Having sex right now.
Yeah, maybe it's more of like the only
maybe
way I can
this
think
is
of
a Daenerys vision.
Oh my god. No, I'm just thinking maybe it's like bodies, I guess locked together in lust is more indicative of like sex, because I was thinking maybe locked together in lust is like you're fighting because you're lusting over, like, wanting a kingdom, wanting more power, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe.
And then it's, like, all
Seems
the people...
like a stretch, but...
I know, but that's all I got for you. Like, maybe it's, like, they're fighting, and they're lustful over these things, but then they've all died fighting and doing all these... Like, I don't know. I have nothing else to think of this.
Alright, okay. Next one is through curtains of fire, great winged shadows wheeled against a hard blue sky.
I mean, dragons, man.
Yeah.
We got our
And then
little
she's like, I've been raising stone dragons, and she doesn't even mention this one in her thoughts later.
Yeah.
And yeah, that I think it makes sense. Like, but so does this mean Daenerys, because it's winged shadows, it's multiple. So does that mean that Daenerys's dragons, the ones she has locked up, might see the light of day again?
Yes,
or
I really hope
are
so.
there other dragons in the world?
I think we're just talking about Dany's. And then, yeah, because if we're... So I guess it's like, okay, like the Towers by the Sea attack is happening.
And
then
there's like curtains of fire that they're flying through. But it could be fire that they generated, right? So
yeah. I think that's what it is. Like, it's like all of these bad things are happening, and then one of the things that's going to turn the tide is these dragons flying in. Like, if I'm trying to connect the visions, you know?
Right. Cool. Then she tries to look for the girl on the gray horse again, because she's like, Snow expects that of me. I should do this. So, she thinks that she had seen the girl only once. A girl as gray as ash, and even as I watched, she crumbled and blew away. I noted this because later on, she's giving Rattleshirt, aka Mans, like all these details, and I'm like, whoa, that is like... You got that from a girl made of ash? Like...
Yeah, literally. But I guess maybe this is also just her trying to be definitive again. Like, I don't know.
Right. I don't know. And then, okay, here's important. A face takes shape, a wooden face, corpse white. Was this the enemy? 1,000 eyes floated in the rising flames. He sees me. Beside him, a boy with a wolf's face threw back his head and howled. I wonder what that could be.
Oh my god, oh god, what's his name? Bloodraven. Yeah. I was like, I know him, but I can't remember his name. Yes, and Bran. Okay, I have another thing to toss out at you. Okay, because you know how this whole time we've been like, maybe this is Melisandre's bias kind of coming at me, right? Because Melisandre's like, oh, was this the enemy? Were they the evil ones? Like, whatever. Are they the enemy? Because we don't know that Bloodraven wants what's right yet.
No,
we don't know anything about this guy. But, like, also, am I just letting Melisandre...
My only evidence one of my main evidence, like, well, the thing that comes to mind is I don't know if the Children of the Forest would be cool with him if he were the Great Other. But maybe
like they would know.
The children want destruction too, because their home has been destroyed and they're...
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, because I was like, maybe it ends up... Because you know how early, in like book 1 and book 2, it was like, we were supposed to not we were supposed to, but like, it was like they're all demonizing the free folk, and then we meet them and we're like, oh, they're just chill people, like, it's whatever. And, like, so maybe there's, like, and then, like, the Children of the Forest are back, and, like, we keep being like, man, these others trying to destroy the world, but, like, maybe there's something there, like, maybe there's, like, a connection there, and, like, the Children of the Forest are, like, yeah, but, like, if y'all would stop destroying our fucking shit, we would stop the others, or, like, we would stop, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not making sense, but, like, maybe there's a thing there where it's, like, okay, like, I don't know. And then maybe, like, having Bran on the other side is, like, kind of our we get an experience from, like,
The other
children
side.
in the forest. Yeah, the other side, I guess.
All right.
The other side. I don't know.
All
though.
interesting thoughts, but I had a thought and I need to say it.
Yeah.
Which
go
is,
for it.
again, she sees this girl on a gray horse and is like, obviously, this is Jon Snow's sister.
Mm-hmm.
She sees this boy with a wolf's head and never thinks that it might be like Stark related, relevant to Jon
totally.
or anything.
Oh, totally. Yeah, right? Like, she's just like, oh, you know, a wolf. Like, yeah,
No,
yeah.
but I think it is important for us to ponder what's going on with Bloodraven and what his ultimate purpose is, and if he's really on the good side or not, and if Bran is also going down that road, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So after seeing, but while she's doing this, she's got blood trickling down her thigh, black and smoking. So she's just like bleeding black blood, like.
Dude.
So okay, is the blood just always black? That's my question.
Like her, maybe. I mean, hey, if she does not sleep and does not need to eat, the black blood is not the shock to me. Like, clearly there's something is going on, some sorcery, something that, like, sure, the blood might be black. You know what I mean? Like, that might be part of it.
Yeah, and it's, like, she talks, like, often about, like, how much her art costs her, like, you know? Like, she has paid a price for this power. Yeah. And, for all we know, her insides have just rotted away.
Yeah.
Okay, no, let's talk about Melisandre as a being in a little bit. Let's go through these visions. Okay, so good. In the middle of this, as she's like feeling this pain and this blood and all of that, she starts like having flashbacks. Strange voices call to her from days long past. Melanie, she heard a woman cry. A man's voice called Lot 7. Thoughts?
I think this is like, you know, because they be enslaving people and then being like, you're gonna get trained to be a priest. So it makes sense that there's like kind of like a like herding cattle vibe, like to it.
But then Melanie, who's that woman?
I think that's her name.
Okay, so her name's Melanie. Makes sense, like Melisandre, Melanie, kind of like it makes sense that they would. It makes sense that her name was Melanie, but to like give her like a, you know, R'hllor-esque pseudonym, they would name her Melisandre.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, but I feel like maybe this is like she was getting like ripped from her mom or something, and then the guy who grabbed her is like, "Hey, this one into Lot 7." Like I have to imagine the worst when I hear this description, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, and like we know the Red Temple enslaves people into service, and it's kind of like, like you talked a little bit about this, like she went through all this trauma, like of slavery and everything, but maybe she's hanging on to R'hllor so like fiercely because she's like, at least I got this out of all of that trauma.
Yeah. Or like, like that, like, oh, that was the point of me going through all of that. Like, the Lord of Light has a bigger plan for me, and that's why all the things happened, you know? And also, like, so it's like the Melanie, she heard a woman cry. A man's voice called Lot 7. She was weeping, and her tears were flame, and still she drank it in. And I feel like that just, I think, corroborates what we're saying. Like, where it's so, like, even when the visions get so intense, and she's getting these flashbacks, and one of the reasons she says she doesn't sleep is because she still has all those nightmares all the time. Like, she's like, or I don't remember if she says, like, I would sleep if I could have a dreamless sleep, or she says, like, I wish he would get rid of my dreams, or, like, she says something along the lines of that, and I feel like it's like, yeah, you're hanging on even tighter, because it would, like, you're like, what would I have left if I don't, you know? If I don't fulfill this great mission that he's given me, like...
Or, like, yeah, just that her dreams are just nightmares, and she doesn't want to experience them.
Yeah. Totally.
All right. Next vision. Snowflakes swirled from a dark sky, and ashes rose to meet them, the gray and the white whirling around each other as flaming arrows arched above a wooden wall. And burned inside no wait, sorry. The way I need to change some settings on my computer thingy.
Okay.
One sec. It's like cutting off half the sentence so I can't see it. Okay, I'm gonna reread that. Snowflakes swirled from a dark sky, and ashes rose to meet them, the gray and the white whirling around each other as flaming arrows arched above a wooden wall, and dead things shambled silent through the cold, beneath a great gray cliff where the fires burned inside 100 caves. Then the wind rose and the white mist came, sweeping in impossibly cold, and one by one the fires went out. Afterward, only the skulls remained. Death, thought Melisandre. The skulls are death. Okay, before that little ridiculous line, it's kind of an intense scene. What is this?
I don't know. Is like a great gray cliff. I don't know where this is. Like, but I don't know. I'm like, is this... Cause, okay, arced above a wooden wall and dead things shambled silent through the cold. Like, I don't know. Is this like, I just don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know, like maybe it could be like the gift where we have like all the free folk and like people are trying to stay alive and do their thing. Like, is this like an attack gonna happen? Like, what's happening? Is this somewhere completely southern?
Shambled silent through the cold. That's very much like an attack by the undead. So
yes, sorry, that part that was in my head and I was like, well, duh. Yeah, but like I'm like, where are the dead things gonna attack? Like,
right,
like that's the part that I was like,
so
I don't
if
know.
they get to the gift, that means they're past the wall.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Dang.
okay, but if they're going, okay, wait, let me look at a map. Because if they attack around the wall instead of on the wall, then couldn't they end up at the gift? Like, if they took, like, Skagos.
I mean, the wall stretches from sea to sea, so...
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It's not like they're gonna take a boat and then be like, let's go to the gift, guys. Yeah, so I guess... So maybe this is just, like... Yeah, so maybe this is just, like, one of the castles at the wall, and it's, like, all the people are gonna be taken out in, like, one fell swoop. Like, I don't know. Okay. But, like, I hope that doesn't happen, but, like, I think that's why I'm trying to come up with alternates, because I'm like, if we all die at the wall, who do we, like, so then we just, like, we're all just free to, like, devastate everything? Like, I don't know. Like, how does this look?
Yeah. Okay, next
Or is this,
vision.
like, maybe, like, past the wall? Like, maybe it's, like, the people who aren't safe yet, like, with the wall?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Maybe, like, their plans are gonna be thwarted by undead things.
You mean the free folk?
Yeah, like the ones plotting and stuff.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know how much more I can add to this, so we're just gonna move on to the next one.
Okay.
The flames crackled softly, and in their crackling, she heard the whispered name, Jon Snow. His long face floated before her, limed in tongues of red and orange, appearing and disappearing again, a shadow half seen behind a fluttering curtain. Now he was a man, now a wolf, now a man again. But the skulls were here as well. The skulls were all around him. Melisandre had seen his danger before, had tried to warn him of it, enemies all around him, daggers in the dark. He would not listen.
Okay, so the skulls are all around him, enemies all around him, daggers in the dark. Is the skulls just, like, a way to show that, like, they're his enemies, or, like, they're, like, not for him, whatever? Or is it, like, they're all gonna die?
Skulls mean death. Like, come on.
So, no, but, Kate, so, yes, but then, like, what? So they're dead and they were all his enemies, and now he really has no one? Like,
I don't know.
Cause that's my question to you. Cause if it's, or not my question to you,
But
that's
maybe
my
death is the danger to him, not to his enemies.
right.
Like his enemies mean him death or something, you know?
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Cause I'm like, okay, so if everybody gonna die / everybody gonna undie, then what does that have to do with Jon's enemies? Like, why are they Jon's enemies? Like, you know? Cause she's like, oh, this is the specific thing that I've been trying to warn Jon about. Like, is it like if he doesn't get his shit together and like unite everyone and like let him know what's going on and do all the things, like then like, oh, like because of like the like brokenness and like the not facilitating plans well, like, oh, like more people are gonna die, so then there's more undead, like you have less people, like what's her interpretation?
I think what she said to Jon before was that, like, there's people who mean you harm, be careful. I've seen, like, your enemies around you and daggers in the dark, like.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. So I guess, like, the more people die / the more people undie, even, like, it's an even greater threat to his person.
Why the dying undying?
Well, because skulls are death, but they're...
Okay.
But, like, if we leave any of these people just dead, they can rise back up, right? So obviously, like, if his people are dying, that's bad because we're losing people. But also, if we're so understaffed that we miss, like, burning a few people, or, like, burning parts of them, or burning animals, like, then those people can come back as undead.
Right.
Like, I know undead's not part of the vision, I'm just thinking ahead.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's kind of the end of it, right? Because Devin kind of wakes her out of her trance and is like, "Hey, what do you see, my lady?" And she, in her mind, she's like, "Whenever somebody asks me this, I would always answer much and more." But seeing was not as simple as those words suggested. And this is where she's like, "I am so good at what I do. But I can't seem to find my king. I pray for a glimpse of Azor Ahai, and R'hllor shows me only snow."
Oh, my girl. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, hey, it's like a sport and an art. Or no, she doesn't say sport. She's like, it's an art. It's an art. It's a science I need to do. Yeah, I don't know why she's British.
What is happening?
I don't know why she's British. Okay. Yeah, but this is when it's like the peak of the arrogance in this chapter, where you were like, do you believe this? And I was like, I don't know if I believe this, but I kind of want to. But yeah, she's like, wow, it's only snow. So weird. And then she's like, this is where she's like, oh, Devin fears me, but he also wants me and worships me. And she's thinking like, oh, he's not happy to be here. Like, he kind of like took it to heart, not took it to heart, but like felt like it was a slight against him when like the king didn't want him to go squire for him when he goes to the south.
Went south, yeah.
But then Melisandre is like, no, like that's like better a wounded pride than him being wounded, because like not Devin, Davos has already lost 4 of his sons, and like this is the oldest living son, and I thought he would be safer here. And then she's like, he's not gonna thank me for it, and Davos isn't gonna thank me for it, but like I ain't got anything against Davos. He supports Stannis with like a fierce loyalty. Like, I'm all for that. I'm just not always for his plans. Like,
so yeah, she's doing a nice thing for Davos.
Yeah.
And she's also making note of like who else is the Stannis left behind. It's like a dozen other like guards people, but it's all people that are like old or disabled or like can't be as much use to Stannis in his fighting. So yeah, he couldn't spare a lot, but he still left what he could.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, it's not that big a deal. I'm not afraid. Like, R'hllor will protect me. So, like, they could come at me if they want, but I'll be fine, even if I don't have the best guards.
Yeah. Also, not to go back onto my Stannis being annoying soapbox, but she's talking about her people and she's like, the last should have been hanged, as the king himself admitted, but he came from a noble family, and his father and brothers had been stalwart from the first. I'm like, is this a Stannis breaking his own code thing?
What is the thing that the last one did?
I'm not sure.
Oh, she had 2 drunkards and a craven, and it's the craven they should hang. That she wants to hang, which, honestly, I'm okay. It's fine. Like, people can be cravens.
No, that's fine. But, yeah.
But by being a craven, you're, like, not really breaking a law, so what is Stannis going against, you know?
No, but I feel like Stannis is like, I feel like Stannis would totally be like, you weren't loyal, you deserve to lose something.
It doesn't say he wasn't loyal, just that he was craven.
Yeah, but the last should have been hanged, as the king himself admitted.
Yeah, but that's just more like he's better dead than alive kind of thinking, not a...
Oh, like he's useless sort of thing.
Yes. Like, why
I guess.
waste the rations on him? Let's just hang him and be done with it. Because human beings are just that disposable, you know?
Right. Okay. Right. Okay, I get what you mean. Like, it's not like he, like, did something that was like, oh, you went against the king, or you went against R'hllor, or something.
She had spent, it's like the morning now. It's almost dawn. And she's been by her chair, at her chair by the fire all night, like she is often. And, okay, multiple thoughts, but first off, does this mean poor Devin has to stay awake with her every frickin' night?
Oh my god, I hope not.
Because, like, at a moment's notice, she's like, water, get me food, get me this. Like, or I hope he's got, like, another, like, take shifts or something. Because this just...
Yeah.
I was like, you cannot sleep all you want, but let the kids sleep, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's my first incredulous thought. The next is, with Stannis gone, her bed saw little use.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case anybody was at all unsure.
Okay, so it was not just for the shadow baby.
Yeah, it looks like
they be fucking.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I don't know what else to make of that.
Yeah, because she even says, like, later on, she's like, when, like, Jon, she's like, oh, he does not love me, but he'll use me, like, if needed. That's, like, the way that she interprets Jon feeling about her. And then she's like, that's how Stannis used to feel at first, too. Before, you know. So it's like, so I guess they just, like each other now? Or at least, like, because, like, I don't know. I guess it's, like, they both are, like, a little bit using each other. Not in, like, a bad way, but, like, they, like, she is useful to him, and she is like, you are Azor Ahai. So, like, yeah, I don't know. But, like, do they just like each other too?
My
like, on
question
top of the
is,
thing?
does Stannis think he's Azor Ahai? Now we need, like, a Stannis POV. Like, I can totally see him being like, okay, as the rightful king, I have the responsibility towards my realm to save it from whatever this great other is. But is he like, yeah, and I'm Azor Ahai? Or does he just go along with it?
I think, uncontested, he thinks he's Azor Ahai. But, like, if he finds out about these, like, things where, like, Melisandre is seeing Jon instead, or, like, Melisandre starts seeing Dany or something, like, I feel like, for now, he does think it's him. But then I don't think it would be the, like, belief that he's Azor Ahai, necessarily, would be strong enough that it couldn't be, like, upended by, like, figuring out who actually it could be, you know? Like,
okay.
I think, like, for now, he's like, well, yeah, if it's not me, who else could it be?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's, like, a super strong conviction that, like, he can't stop, like, that we can't rid him of this, you know?
Yeah. And, okay, so to kind of back up a little bit, we have given up an opportunity to call Stannis out on his hypocrisy.
Have we?
Here he is, cheating on his wife.
Oh, yes.
He doesn't seem to be gelding himself or any such thing.
True.
Or does he just think that it's cool? Like his wife is Melisandre's biggest follower. So maybe he's like, it's cool. She's fine with it. Or
maybe she is. How do we know they haven't? This isn't like an agreement. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I feel like not, because they haven't mentioned anything like that. But...
law-abiding Stannis doesn't seem quite.
Very interesting for sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
So then she's just talking about how she doesn't sleep barely for an hour if she does, and it's because in reality she prays that she doesn't need to sleep at all because she doesn't want to have her dreams.
Yeah. One day she'll be free of dreams. I'm like, oh girl, are you okay?
Melanie, she thought, lot 7.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, and and then, but she's kind of reflecting on her things, looking out the window. Devon's like, hey, do you want to have some breakfast? And she's like, oh, right, I guess I should eat, even though I don't need to, but I gotta, people get unnerved if they see somebody not eating.
Oh my god.
R'hllor provided her with all the nourishment her body needed, but it's something best concealed from mortal men.
So,
are you saying you're immortal, Melisandre?
Yeah, or is it just I don't have the needs of a mortal, so she doesn't think she's immortal because she thinks she's she thinks she's a conduit for the Lord of Light, to a smaller degree than the Azor Ahai guy, or is it also just she's I don't have the needs of mortal men, so I'm not quite mortal? Or 3, does she literally think she's immortal, she cannot die? So I don't know.
Yeah, but does she think that, or is she that?
Wait, yeah, another question. I don't know. She could be wrong if she thinks she's immortal, but she's not.
I guess. Okay, so then she's thinking about Jon Snow and how he doesn't, he sleeps in humble quarters. He's got this false humility about him. It's never wise for a ruler to eschew the trappings of power, for power itself flows in no small measure from such trappings.
Wow.
And, Jon really hasn't been doing that. But he does know better than to come to her room like a supplicant. Instead, he insists that she come to him. So
and sometimes keeping her waiting or being I don't want to see her right now.
Yeah. Okay, and then she orders breakfast and she's like, get me fresh bread, not fried. And I'm like, you don't need to eat. Can you save the food for the people that need it?
I think she just wants him to be gone for a while.
I guess. I guess. I mean, it later Mance ends up eating it. So somebody who actually needs food eats it. That's fine. But I was like, can you not be a picky eater when you don't need to be eating at all?
Oh my god.
We're literally on winter rations here. Not quite, but almost.
Yeah. LOL. No, I think she just didn't want Devon there for the schemes.
Okay, that actually makes more sense. I was just more how dare you waste food?
Yeah, no, food. It definitely is the wrong time to be wasting food. Don't do it ever, but definitely don't do it now.
Yeah. And then she also calls for Rattleshirt. So, and then this is when she starts washing up and getting ready. And once again, we have these robes with sleeves that are full of hidden pockets.
Man, the maesters and the priests and the priestesses of this world really be having the best wardrobe.
Yeah. And in her many secret pockets, she keeps powders that kind of give the illusion of magic, just a little bit of for the dramatics, basically. But she's running a little low. The chest that she had brought with her across the narrow sea was now more than 3/4 empty. And she's like, I have the knowledge to make more, but not quite the ingredients. Not that I really need these powders anymore, because her power is stronger at the wall, stronger even than in a shy.
Which is wild, because a shy is like their quarters, right?
Well, not really.
Like,
But
well,
a shy
Ashai's
is
like
where a lot
known
of
for
magical
magicking.
things. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just assumed that it was or I guess
think,
the
like,
Red Temple is their quarters.
Yeah, Volantis is probably
Right,
like
okay.
where the their main priest guy Bolero is. So
Right, that makes sense. But yeah, like that's literally the place known for magic, and your power's stronger here. Like, that's
I guess that
so
tells us
wild.
more about the wall.
Yeah. Wow.
And what else?
But it is very like, this is also where I wonder like if she has a good grasp of her power. Like, as much as I would love, like, because it seems like Melisandre's on our side, right? And she's like, such shadows as I bring forth here will be terrible. No creature of the dark can stand before them. And she's like, I won't have needs of like alchemy and pyromancy.
Pyromancy.
Thank you. I was going to say pyromancy. Like, she's like, I won't have need of those things. But like, I'm like, if you're that strong, then can't we just like, aren't we good? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, or is it like you need to like I don't know, the shadow baby needs to be birthed with like your power, but then also like Azor Ahai's power or something. So then if Jon is Azor Ahai, is that going to make the shadows even more powerful?
Sorry. You're saying that she should just like create a shadow just of herself without like a second person's contribution? Is that
No. Sorry, no, that's not what I'm saying. Sorry, what I'm trying to say is she's saying like the shadows that I can bring forth here are like so strong that like no creature of the dark will be able to stand before them, right? Like I can summon, create, whatever, something that's so powerful and strong, right? So then I'm like, then what are we worried about? I guess is my question.
I think it's like a scale issue, right? She has one shadow, maybe it could go up against 1 or 5 creatures.
Right,
of the other,
okay.
But eventually it's gonna be worn down.
Right, okay. And shadow pregnancy takes a while.
Well, it takes the literal life source of the person she's like milking for it.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I just saw her like, I just had this vision of her like squeezing Jon Snow for his soul. Like,
oh my god. That's funny.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I totally forgot that was a thing. So like, Stannis doesn't have that anymore?
Yeah, like, or the reason she went to Davos that one time, she was like, Stannis is all out of juice.
Right. And then she was like, hey, Davos. Okay, yeah. Oh my god, I totally forgot that was a thing. So that would be a drawback of this. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Right, because, okay, cool. Yeah.
So Rattleshirt comes in. He's not wearing his bones. He's cloaked in shadows and wisps of ragged gray mist, half seen sliding across his form and face with every step he took. And she can feel her ruby like glowing. So, well, not quite here, but it becomes pretty obvious in this conversation that this is not. Did you have any thoughts before it's revealed, or?
Yeah, when he comes in, he's like, he was cloaked in shadows in wisps of ragged gray mist. I was like, and then she kind of is like, ugly things, as ugly as his bones. And I kind of took offense for him at that. I was like, that's so mean. Like, he's literally your servant now. Why are you being like that? Like, I didn't realize that the cloaked in shadows was like, oh, like the deception, you know, whatever. And I was like, girl, that's so mean. Like, he probably looks like that because of the...
Like in real life, to insult somebody's shadow. Like, whoa, that's... Like, we should do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that person... Yeah, you suck so much that your shadow's ugly.
Your shadow's so ugly. How ugly is it?
Oh my god.
Even Melisandre doesn't want to make babies with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Your shadow's so ugly that even Melisandre doesn't want to make babies with it. Oh my god, that's a good Nav quote. I have to write that down. Hold on. Wait,
What?
pause. I have thoughts about this moment. We can't pass it. Give me a second.
They're gonna become the new Yo Mama jokes, but it's like your shadow.
Hey, honestly, I'm all for that. That's cool. Yeah, so basically I was and then the only thought I had about that was I was like, girl, this is probably your doing. Like maybe the sorcery is like making the shadow, like you can't be insulting his shadow and then controlling his shadow. You know what I mean? No, I literally was like actively mad when she said this, like honestly. But then it's like, yeah, so her Ruby kind of starts like, she like feels it more warm, and she's like at the closeness of its slave, and then the next sentence he's like, the clacking was like to drive me mad, and I was like, but Rattleshirt, he wears them on, he likes it. And then I was like, hey, I don't think this is like someone else, like it never bothered him before, like I like what, why? But then she's like, yeah, the bones protect you, you had words with some of them over supper. Then she says, like, if the wildling had meant her harm, she would have seen it in the flames. And I was like, is this Mance?
Ooh.
And then they slowly start dropping more and more hints where you're like, this is Mance, you know? Like, she's like, was I wrong to spare this one? He's like, I've sung my songs, fought my battles, drank summer wine. I'm like, who is the only free folk who's like, or not the only, but like, who's the free folk that we know of who's done so much and like crossed whatever? And then he's talking about how he's crossed the wall like 50 million times, and he's giving her all of his like insider knowledge about like Giant's Bane and Rattleshirt and all of them, and I'm like, hey, this is literally Mance. And then I was worried that they wouldn't tell us, but then they did.
Yay. Yeah. And this also kind of adds more credence to the theory that Sir Maynard Plum in that last Dunk and Egg story was actually Bloodraven, because that's kind of how his glamour seemed to function as well, like with shadows and stuff, and like,
ooh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So really, Bloodraven, who she calls the other, has more in common with her than she knows.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because she doesn't really like, it's not like she sees Bloodraven doing something and she's like, oh, he must be someone for the other. It's like she just assumes with the little vision of him like being there. I also like you've put aside your suit of bones. What was I gonna say about this? Okay, actually I forget.
The spell is made of shadow and suggestion. Men see what they expect to see, and the bones are a part of that.
I know what I was gonna say. Kate, am I misremembering this? But in one of the last John chapters where we see Rattleshirt, there was like a thing where John was like, I feel like John was like, there's a shadow, or like there's a thing. So was John able to see it?
Well, it's that so remember in the last John chapter they fought, and Mance, this guy, gets armored in like real armor instead of the bone armor. Yes. So he's taken that off, and all of a sudden he just appears taller and larger, and it's like, I did make a point to like read out all the things that are like, this is weird. He's strong all of a sudden. He's so quick. He was never like this. What is going on?
Right. See, and I chalked it all up to magic, but not like a switcheroo magic.
Yeah,
I just
you were
was like,
Melisandre's making him strong.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Kate. Because I had like a vague thing of like, I feel like John was like doubting him a little bit. So was that okay? That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, and he talks something about like, I just want to die with some steel in my hand, and then she's like, does he dream of death? Could the enemy have gotten to him? Death is his domain, the dead his soldiers. So she's like weirdly paranoid that Mance is like a double agent for the others.
Yeah,
just
literally.
Because he's like, I want to die in the way that I want to die.
Yeah. I also like, is this just to her like also just like having a little bit of prejudice against him because he's like a free folk person? Like, I don't know. Because I feel like this whole chapter she's like, ugh, them, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so they're talking about the people that the Weeper has likely killed that are going to show up soon. And
Wait,
Mance
also,
is
sorry,
like,
about the last John chapter. So, do we think that that was all just Mance being like an epic fighter?
yeah.
So, Mance is like really good. Because John's supposed to be really good.
I think so, because Mance had to like convince all the free folk to join him, and I'm sure he had to fight some of them to
Right.
make that happen.
Okay, right, because the
I mean,
whole
it
thing is
could
merit
be
based.
like more power coming from Melisandre, but I personally think it was probably more of just Mance being a good fighter.
That's okay. So that kind of also makes me happy if he's the one going on this mission and like doing like because if he's that good, he's good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's who we want. This is like drawing like Jamie's name for. This is like betting on Jamie for a tournament. You know what I mean? Like back in the day. Like you know what I mean? Like
Right.
this is because John is really good, and then
Yeah.
like Mance must be like so good too. That's crazy. Okay, cool.
All right. And he's also more experienced. Like John is a
Yeah.
kid.
John's
Like
literally a
Mance
baby.
has lived a life, you know?
Yeah, and he's like he's never like been like a cushy lord on a throne. You know what I mean? Like he
Right.
been fighting all that time, you know?
Yeah.
Like he
And
hasn't had a chance to lose his touch at all.
yeah, and John kind of betrays some of his ignorance because Mance is like, John thinks all the free folk are going to follow Tormund because he himself liked Tormund, but he doesn't understand the free folk at all. They're going to go with the Weeper. And Melisandre thinks to herself, it doesn't matter. None of his free folk mattered. They were a lost people, a doomed people, destined to vanish from the earth as the children of the forest had vanished.
Yeah.
That I think is more of her bias, and also, what the fuck, Melisandre?
Yeah, no, that's pretty fucked up.
Just to declare that a whole like people does not matter, even though they've been at the forefront of the fight against the other for the longest time. Like,
yeah, literally, she's like,
self.
oh yeah, the other's gonna come and they're gonna vanish in like 2 seconds. They can't survive this. And it's like, have you missed the whole time they've been surviving this? Like you're just completely wrong and bigoted. Like,
yeah. Anyway, so that was annoying. But then she's like, okay, you have to go help this girl. And then she's thinking to herself, who could it be? She was racing to John for protection. Who else could it be? Like, that much. So she can see, like, the thoughts of the people she sees in the vision. Like, how does she know that this girl is racing to Jon Snow for protection? Like, does it show a little thought bubble above the vision? Like, gotta get to Jon for protection.
I think that's all just like her reading an assumption. There's just no way.
Right.
Like,
but it does say that much Melisandre had seen clearly. Like, everything else can be whatever.
Right. So maybe, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know though. Because that's so weird, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so she's like, okay, I've seen her in her flames, but I don't quite know where she is. And he's like, okay, tell me what you saw. And she describes like this lake she saw and whatnot. And he says, oh, it's Long Lake. And she's, keeping to the hills and the fields. She's staying well away from the villages. And when she can, she rides along the bed of little streams to throw hunters off her trail. So that's also giving like more of like where she's seeing the thought process of this girl more than just the girl.
Yeah.
And then Mance is like, okay, so is she to the east or west of this lake? And she is riding. No, was the lake east or west to her? And she says it's west, so that means she's not riding up the King's Road, which is smart because it's like the more discreet route. And then they're interrupted by the blast of the horn, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna get logistical again.
We're gonna say the same thing.
Well, what same thing?
The thing of, like, now they gotta wait for the horn, and it's
Yeah, like the
yeah.
one horn should be for others, and then like more horns should be for rangers. But this time it's a different logistical. That still
Okay.
stands. It's one blow, so they're like it's rangers.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go out there, it's literally 3 heads on stakes.
Mm-hmm.
What to the person blowing the horn signified rangers about that?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like they saw 3 heads on, and they were like, well, we recognize the heads, and that I guess that's why it's rangers. But like,
I guess it's the closest one they got. Or maybe it's like oh, these are dead rangers, like, we want everyone to show up to pay tribute, so instead of being like, pass it on to John that like this death happened, it's more of like an announcement. But like,
right,
it sucks because it's the same announcement as though they'd come back alive.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right? I know what you mean. But I think it was like the system's set up badly, and it was better than
they made
alarming
the best
people.
choice they could with the bad system they had. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was better than alarming them and making them think there were others. Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah, well, they have 2 blasts for wildlings and 3 for others.
Yeah,
which,
but
like,
either one,
you
I
would
feel
never
like...
get to the third one. You would never get to the third one. Just get.
But I guess it's also the thing of like this happens to me all the time when like I want to leave like a when I'm calling like a company or something. None of the options for what tone to click to get to which, like, oh, click 1 for like, click 1 to talk to customer service, click 2 to talk to PR, like whatever, and it never works, and then you just have to go with the one that's closest or like whatever. It totally is giving that. Like, I feel like you're up on that wall and you're like, what do I, but it's not right, but I have to do it. Like, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to get us sidetracked, but
No,
I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Devin comes back at this point, and Melisandre's like, I gotta go. You, man, stay here, because they're gonna be mad at Free Folk for a while after they see what they see, so let me just go. Let me go. Lord Snow will have need of me. And she like goes, and she's got a couple of her guards, and she makes it a point to always have a couple of guards. It sends a certain message, the trappings of power, as she said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get to the other side of the wall. There's like basically a crowd of people, and there's 3 spears that are stuck into the ground, and at the top of each is an impaled, severed head. Mm-hmm. And it's Jack Bulver, Harry Hal, and Garth Greyfeather. And so I guess it's dawn now, so they just saw this now. The Free Folk, like whoever put them there, like did it in the dark of the night so they wouldn't be seen, but it would have taken them a while. So Bo and Marsh is like, they could be nearby. Like, the ground is frozen. This is hard work that they did. And John's like, nah, it's okay. We don't have to worry about it. Ghost would have gotten their scent if they were nearby. And obviously Dolores said is like, I hope they burn the bodies, because otherwise they might come looking for their heads, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they pull down the heads, and Bo and Marsh is like, we should never have sent them out. And John's like, can you just shut up? Can you just shut up, dude? Just shut up.
Yeah.
And this is like very much Melisandre's vision come true. So John is a little freaked out by it. So he asks her to come walk with him. And she's walking, and she slowed her pace deliberately. And where she walked, the ice began to drip. He will not fail to notice that, she thinks. Like, just like, she's got like, she's legit, but she's also just so fake. Like, she does so much. She's so extra with all her, like...
Oh, she totally is. She totally is. Ugh.
And, yeah, so she's like, John finally is like, okay, so what about the other 6? Melisandre's like, I don't know, but I'll look for him. And he tells her that Dennis Mouster at the Shadow Tower has sent him a letter saying that there's like free folk gathering over there and that they might be going to attack the Bridge of Skulls again. And Melisandre's like, is that what, like in her head she's like, is that what those skulls could have been? But she just doesn't think so. And this is when she tells him that there's like towers by the sea that get attacked, and John's like, is it Eastwatch? And Melisandre's like, yeah, totally. And he asks when, and she's like, it could be tomorrow, in a month, in a year, like who knows. And also it may never happen if you act to avert it. So these visions are not like written in
definitive
stone. Yeah.
That's nice to hear.
Well, she asks herself, like, at the end of this is like a thought to herself, which is, else what would be the point of visions? I think she believes that they can be averted, but I don't know if I believe they can be averted.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it's like, she's like, well, obviously R'hllor is giving me this so I can take some action, but maybe it's just like, you get to see your death coming. That's all it is.
Dude,
but she did
so
see
depressing.
Davos coming for her and was able to stop him from killing her. So maybe you can. Okay, maybe you can. I've just kind of talked myself out of that. Never mind. Moving on. They get inside.
Also, like, okay, wait, not to like, because she's like, oh, I don't think it's the Bridge of Skulls thing. Like, that's not what it is. But like, not to like latch on to like the smallest thing, but like they're making fires in the mountains, and there was like hundreds of fires before the others came in the vision, you know. So maybe this is it, and Melisandre's just wrong. And
it's not an attack. Well, like maybe the free folk are trying to do an attack, but they're gonna get attacked first.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then it'll be like a political thing of like, people will be like, well, it's fine, it was just the free folk, like they were gonna whatever, but then like John's gonna have to be like, okay, well, if they're getting closer and like these bigger attacks are coming, like we gotta try and, you know.
Right. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get back through the wall to Castle Black.
Oh, sorry. And then it would also be another way for George to show us that Melisandre's thing isn't always completely reliable, because here she's saying it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, continue, yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, the only thing is okay, there's like 2 visions. So sorry, I forgot. I'm like, but there's no towers, but there's a vision without towers, which is just like cliffs and a wooden wall or something.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Okay. All right. So they get back through the wall to Castle Black again, and people are like gather around, like asking what's going on and all of that. And there's this guy, Alf of Runnymud, who is a Queensman, who is wondering like what's going on, and him and Garth were real good friends, because he's like, no, it can't be Garth. Garth's too cruel for them. And when John says one of them is Garth, Alf lets out a howl enough to wake sleepers in the Shadow Tower. Ouch. And he has to be like soothed and put to bed, which sucks. But okay, I don't know why I said it in that tone. I don't mean it in that tone. The thing I want to share is that people theorize that they were maybe gay, which I think is totally possible, and I am all for queering literature, so let's, even if they're not, they're gay.
Okay.
And also, there's just too many people at this wall for not enough for
some of them to not be gay.
Yeah, just the mathin', like
yeah. There's too many just men working here with each other.
Yeah, they gotta be gay. Like, so, like, it's just like percent, you know,
statistics.
Straight up, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, so, like, obviously they were gay, but then they gotta die, because we're still gonna keep that trope.
Oh my god.
Now I'm worried about this Alf guy.
Oh my god.
Go run to your mud, Alf Runny Mud. Just...
Oh my god.
Yeah,
and this is where Melisandre, like, they keep walking along the yard, and it's just them, and she's like, she dismisses her, or he dismisses his guard, and then she's kind of like, hey, my people are gone, and then it's just the two of them, and she's like, I feel the mistrust pouring off of him, and it's the thing where, like, he doesn't love me, he won't love me, but he'll make use of me, and she's like, that's what Stannis used to feel back in the beginning. And then she's like, oh, they're so much more similar than they would ever admit. Like, they're like, sort of being eclipsed by their older brother. Like, and like, I like this line, like, the only gods they truly worshipped were honor and duty. And I'm like, wow. And like, honestly, yeah. Like, I know we kind of talked about this, like, vaguely before, but like, she really lays out the full argument. And I'm like, you know what, girl, you're right. They are, like, low-key the same person. Like,
yes.
Yeah. So does that mean John's gonna be like, yeah, no. Well, I guess John also has the Ygritte stuff, so he could totally be like, but then also he's ashamed of the Ygritte stuff, so maybe he wouldn't. And also he's like, I don't want to break my vows, like, whatever. So I don't know, like, is he gonna with Melisandre? But then he's so similar to Stannis, like, who knows?
Well, let me put forth to you, I don't know if he's gonna, but it may still seem like he's gonna, because, so remember how he's been not coming to her, but she asked him to come with him, and he totally, like, goes to her room this time. And then they're just, like, hand in hand walking to her room.
Rumors.
And then they get there, and then they dismiss Devin, close the door. Like, what? Like, PR people, come on.
Yeah. No, this was definitely silly. Like, especially earlier when she's like, she like grabs his arm, and then they're like walking. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, definitely not good. Especially because he already's not like, he already doesn't have the trust of his people. And then on top of that, if there's the fuel of like, he's gone to the Red Woman now.
Yeah. Okay, so they get to her room, and yeah, obviously Mance is there. John doesn't know it's Mance yet. And they're talking about, okay, this guy, he's gonna save your sister. I know you can't, but he will. And he explains that, okay, I'll need half a dozen good horses, and I need some spear wives to come help me. Because women will be best for this. The girl's more likely to trust them, and they can help me carry off a certain ploy I have in mind. What do you think about this ploy?
Well,
also, Mance, why do you need a ploy if you're just meeting somebody halfway on the road?
I don't know. Maybe, like, I don't know, like, maybe, like, it's like a, like, how do we safely get her back sort of thing? Like, if someone's chasing after her or something, like, maybe it's, like, and, like, having other women, like, we could do, like, a swap, we could do, like, people are gonna see them and be like, oh, these are just women, whatever, you know, but, like, you got, like, little secret soldiers. I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's pulling off, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But he's clearly got a plan in mind. And John is like, what? No, this guy sucks. Like, I do not want him anywhere near my sister.
Yeah.
And this is when Melisandre's like, okay, I guess I have no choice. And they dismiss Devin, and she touches the ruby at her neck and speaks a word. The sound echoed clearly from the corners of the room and twisted like a worm inside their ears. Ew. The wildling heard one word, the crow another. Neither was the word that left her lips. The ruby on the wildling's wrist darkened, and the wisps of light and shadow around him writhed and faded.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
That's so epic. Like, the neither was the word that left her lips is so epic.
Yeah. So you know, obviously, right before his eyes, this guy has changed into Mance Raider, and John's like, what the fuck is happening here? And
Dude.
Melisandre's like,
Epic.
yeah, it's glamour, seeming illusion. The Lord of Light gives his servants, you know, oh wait, no. R'hllor is the Lord of Light, and it is given to his servants to weave with it as others weave with thread. Yeah. So she's basically like, it's physics, that's fine, don't worry about it. And then she's like, what is it? Yeah, and Mance Raider's like, you know, I didn't think she was gonna be able to pull it off, but she did. And Melisandre says that the bones help. The bones remember. The strongest glamours are built of such things: a dead man's boots, a hank of hair, a bag of finger bones. With whispered words and prayer, a man's shadow can be drawn forth from such and draped around another like a cloak. The wearer's essence does not change, only his seeming. So thoughts?
Bag of finger bones?
Where else have we seen?
Does she have Davos's thing? But how could she? It got lost in the thing.
Magic?
Oh, so she can just, like, summon it to her?
I don't know, but, like, this has led to a lot of theorizing that she's got them bones and that at some point she's gonna, like, glamour somebody to look like Davos.
I believe it. I'm just thinking about the logistics.
Dude, I don't know either.
But
it is, like, such a weird thing to, like, bring up as an example, right?
Oh,
just for
totally.
no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
No, I totally understand the theories. I'm just worried, man. I like our current Davos.
Is that even Davos? Have we been in somebody else's head this whole
It is
time?
Davos.
I know. Davos is hard to replicate. He's one man in a million.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, then she's also thinking about how, like, I'm making it sound simple, but they don't need to know how difficult it really was or how much it had cost her. The more effortless it appears, the more, like, they fear for it.
Wow.
And she's, like, remembering back to when they burned Rattleshirt. So at that point, she was not pulling off just one glamour, but two, I guess. Yeah. Because there was Mance looking like Rattleshirt and Rattleshirt looking like Mance. And it had gotten so intense that her ruby was, like burning her, basically. Yeah. And when Jon finally killed Rattleshirt with those arrows, she was actually relieved. Meanwhile, Stannis was mad.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. And she's like, don't worry, he will not betray you. We have his son, remember? And meanwhile, Jon in his head's like, oh shit, I made a mistake.
Yeah. Wow, Melisandre really doesn't know about that, huh?
Yeah. And yeah, there he stands, Lord Snow, Arya's deliverance, a gift from the Lord of Light and me. So, do you think Jon's gonna agree to this?
I think so, but, like, the schemes, man, the schemes. Like, you know, and, like, his son's gone, and, like, what if he finds out, and, like, you know?
Yes. Okay. I mean, will Mance be successful in rescuing Arya and or Jane and or another person?
Yeah, he's gonna rescue Brienne and it's gonna be great.
Okay, cool. Any other theorizing?
I think those are all my thoughts.
I think we've like done so much theorizing as we went along.
Yeah,
like, we're 2 hours into this, basically. Let's move. Yeah. We gotta pick up the pace.
Yeah.
All right, Reek. It is Ramsay is returning from a hunt. We don't quite know what they were hunting for, but they're returning. Ramsay has been kind of relegated to this lesser castle in the town because he's too embarrassing. Well, mostly because Lady Dustin doesn't like him, so he's been banished from Barrow Hall. And so Theon is waiting for him to arrive, and he's like, okay, Ramsay is like really behaving himself right now. He knows to be careful around these people, and he's always courteous and smiling, but it's what he is behind closed doors that's what's really him. And so they arrive, and immediately Theon's like, okay, this many people went, and that's the exact number of people that came back, so they didn't find what they were looking for, so he's gonna be in a bad mood. So Ramsay comes swinging, literally a poor guy's cut off head that he throws at Theon to catch, which he misses, like as you would if you're first off chained and all those things and are also getting heads thrown at you. Just like, what? And it's just a guy they met on the road, and he called him Snow instead of Bolton, and that was reason enough. And yeah, Little Walder's there. He is turning, so it says Little Walder had become Lord Ramsay's best boy and grew more like him every day. But the smaller Frey, Big Walder, was made of different stuff and seldom took part in his cousin's games and cruelties. So I guess Big Walder is actually a nice guy, but yeah. Or maybe like nice by comparison is, I think, more like it. Yeah. Yeah, Little Walder's like, oh, Reek, come see to my horse and my cousin's too. And Big Walder's like, actually, it's fine. I'll see to my own horse. And Reek just kind of ignores him and gets on his work, gets working. So him and Big Walder take the horses over to the stable, and this is where he's getting like the update on what's happened from Big Walder. And turns out they were looking for their cousins because they have gone missing, and Big Walder is totally like, yeah, I don't think we were gonna find them. They're dead. Lord Wyman probably killed them, and that's exactly what I would have done if I were him. And Reek can't even like agree or anything to this because like he just can't, like, it's not he's not in the position to. Okay, so do you remember what Wyman had to say about this?
He was like, I'm gonna give them a gift on the last day, and the gift is gonna be a horse. So the horse is like,
and he asked Davos, like, do they still do this stuff in the South? And Davos is like, yeah, on the last day of their being guests. And he's like, you get it then. So what he was saying is that once I give them those horses, they're no longer my guests. They no longer have guest right. I can do whatever the fuck I want with them. So do you think he killed them?
I don't think he killed them. Because they could be pawns. Like hostage, like actual, like he could just like have trapped them
what's the
somewhere.
point of having hostages if you don't tell people that you have them as hostages?
I guess I was thinking like it could be like once he like officially betrays, he could like pull that out. You know?
Interesting.
But for now, he's got to keep the facade so he can actually go to Winterfell and do all the things.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So Ramsay has declared that they must feast upon his return, even though this poor guy's like winter stores are being emptied by all these people being here, and now they're feasting. Like, just
Oh man.
Oh my god, fucking Ramsay.
Yeah.
And so yet the Lord Ramsay had decreed a feast, so feast they must. And they set it all up, and that night, as the sun went down, the empty-handed hunters ate roasts and ribs, which is like such a like inside Theon's head, like,
oh totally,
you know, insult to the hunters.
Yes.
And so they're feasting. You know, Ramsay's got all his people. Poor Theon is literally chained to the door like a dog. Even though his actual dogs get to roam around and have free reign of the food.
Yeah.
But he's too busy keeping an eye on Ramsay because he knows that he's volatile. Like, the shit can go down at any time.
Yeah, totally.
And this is when he he's thinking about the dogs and how they're named after all the girls that Ramsay hunted, raped, and killed. But they only get to be named. They only get their names as a dog if they gave him good sport. Ugh.
Oh my god.
And he's been training his dogs to kill wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And wonder which wolves, like later on, like yeah. Just okay. Okay, so there's this bullshit going on. The dogs are fighting. They kill Ramsay's dogs kill one of the guy who they're staying with's dogs. It's just a mess. Like, people are drunk. There's such a mess. And this is when Bruce Bolton walks in and all goes silent. The Lord of the Dreadfort glanced idly at the remnants of the feast, at the dead dog, at the hangings on the wall, at Reek in his chains and fetters. Out, he told the feasters in a voice as soft as a murmur, and everybody clears the fuck out. So he is basically like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, Ramsay gets the talking down that he needs, but won't abide, you know? They're talking about how his hunt was unsuccessful because Manderley says that he was coming on his way, but they were just too impatient with the pace he was coming at that they rode ahead. And but Ramsay's like, can we believe him? And Reese is like, of course we can't, but that's not the point.
Oh my god.
What I know about him is that he has brought no hostages. Although he himself is here, so I guess he can be a hostage. I wonder if at this point he's just like, fuck it all. I'll just let me die. Like,
right. Oh my god.
Yeah. And Ramsay's like being like, oh, you should have been feasting me instead of me having to have a feast, call for a feast. And he's like, what? No, I don't. Barrow Hall is Lady Dustin's thing. And its kitchens are not mine to dispose of. And Lady Dustin does not like you. And he's like, Ramsay's like, what if I cut off her breasts and feed them to my girls? And what if I skin her? Just like, he's so stupid. I'm sorry. Like, if he were an evil genius, I could take it. This is just unbearable.
Yeah, he's just evil and like just like maybe the most violent person that we've interacted with in this series. Like the person who's like most actively like sort of has his hands full of violence all the time, you know? And just like the most abusive and like just like pretty despicable, you know? Like, his own allies, as in like his own people, are just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he makes a fray look good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like, dude, like, there's something literally wrong with you. Like, you literally need help. Like, you do not need to be a lord right now. You need to like work through yourself, you know?
Yeah, or maybe somebody should just really kill him. Like, and
somebody can kill him, that's fine. But like, if he's gonna be alive, like, dude, come on. Like, I know that like his dad doesn't help and like all the things, but it just is like, he's just so terrible and he does not deserve any of this power, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's just not a single redeeming quality.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we can't even root for him fictionally, you know? Like,
what Ruth says is also that like Lady Dustin hates him because she loved his late son, but suspects Ramsay of having killed him.
Right.
And apparently she is like behind the Boltons because she still blames Ned Stark for her husband's death. So she's got like this is a northern house that's against the Starks, which is unexpected, right?
Yeah, totally. Okay, wait, when did when did his husband die? Do we know this lore? Why was Ned responsible in her
yet.
mind? Okay, cool.
Yeah, Ramsay's just being an asshole. I can't repeat everything they talk about, but basically Roose Bolton is like, nobody ever talks shit about me, okay? I will not, you can have your fun. I'm not gonna chide you on that count, but you gotta be more discreet. Which is
that was
such
also
a wild
like,
take.
dude, you are literally the worst. Like, come on, Roose. Like,
yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
And then he tells the big news, which is that Stannis has left the wall, and this is where we also get confirmation that Arnulf Karstark has been betraying Stannis.
Yeah.
He says that he did everything to bait the trap to get him to come to the Dreadfort, but Stannis instead went to Deepwood Motte. And obviously Ramsay's like, let me take Deepwood Motte, and blah, 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 blah. And Roose Bolton's like, no, we first have to get you married to Arya, and once that's all done, you can we can deal with Stannis. And Ramsay's like, what, have you forgotten I laid waste to Winterfell? And then Roose is like, no, it appears you have. It was the Iron Men who laid waste to Winterfell, not you, idiot.
Yeah. Not only is he like despicable and like probably evil and like all the things, he's also just like bad at this.
He definitely is, which gives us hope that he will fuck up so bad that somebody will just like finally deal with him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and so Roose's whole thing is like, it doesn't make sense for us to like attack Stannis, let him attack us. And he can like stay away from Barrington if he wants, but he must come to Winterfell because the clansmen he's got working with him won't abandon Ned's daughters, so they'll force him to go fight at Winterfell. So, and once he does plan to go fight at Winterfell, he's going to summon all his friends, like Arnulf Karstark, and that's when we'll get him. So that's their plan. So they're going, first off, we're going back to Winterfell. Thoughts, feelings?
Scary. Weird. I'm gonna definitely like want to kill some of these characters because they're definitely gonna be like disrespecting the place and like making fun of the Starks, and I feel like it's gonna be an all-around bad time. However, if something amazing happens at Winterfell, that would also be really cool because then it's like, because you know how the reason Bolton wants the wedding to happen at Winterfell is like, you know, it's the Stark place of power, so it like sends a message, it affirms them, all the things. But wouldn't it be so amazing if the tides that turned for the worse now turn for the better at Winterfell?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit hopeful, but I feel like until we get to that hope, it's going to be terrible. Yeah.
It's Theon going back to the place where he grew up and later burned down and met his demise. So
yes. Yeah, so that'll be totally. That'll be interesting to be in his head. And maybe maybe it'll be harder for him to resist the Theon in him there too. Like maybe that'll help us. Like who knows?
Right. Okay. So he's like, okay, I will invite everybody to come with us to Winterfell in 3 days. And obviously Ramsay has to be like, oh, you should command them, you were their warden. And Roose Bolton is like, you know, an invitation will accomplish the same thing. Power tastes best when sweetened by courtesy. Like he's got the right idea. And then this is when he informs Ramsay that he is taking Theon. And Ramsay's like, what? You can't have him. He's mine. All you have, I gave you. You would do well to remember that, bastard. And you can just, we could just picture exactly what Ramsay's face and body are doing in this moment. And he says, get on it. This is also the wild sentence. Do this before I make me rue the day I raped your mother. What a wild, wild take.
They're both like the worst.
They really are. But Roose, is the worst, but I can bear seeing him on the page.
It's like they're both the worst. Like, they're both terrible, sort of despicable humans. But then with, like, Ramsay, he kind of takes every opportunity to be despicable and says, how do I make this worse? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does every single thing that he can. Like, he's sort of, like, Roose is kind of like, here's my end goal. I'm gonna be despicable. I'm gonna do my thing if I want to or if I have to. But Ramsay's kind of just like, he needs to hit every single spot before getting to the destination. Like, he really needs to be like, how can I be worse in this moment? You know how people have a thing like,
how can I be better? No, how can I be worse?
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So obviously he has to unchain Theon and has to let him go. But as he's doing it, he threatens him like, don't tell him anything, but remember everything he says and then report back to me because I'm going to get you back. And when you get back, I'm going to cut off a finger. You can choose which one. And Theon is like, what? No, I didn't ask for him to do this. Please, I'll do whatever you want. Just don't make me. And Ramsay is just, no. So, yeah.
Tell him nothing and remember every word he says.
Yeah. So, Roose takes him out of there and asks him, what would you have me call you? Which is, like, insanely courteous. Like, I get, like, you know?
And it's weird. But I also, like, it's all probably just manipulation and, like, he's just like, how do I get this guy on my... But from Reek's point of view, you're like, oh my god, someone's humanizing him. So I totally get that feeling of, like, what? Roose is asking you what you want to be called?
It's like Roose Bolton, the evilest of all evils, has the sense to not dead name somebody, like, you know?
Yeah, real. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, we've got just... Never mind. We're not gonna. Okay, so, yeah, Theon obviously says, just call me Reek, if it please my lord. And this is when Bolton is like, you should say my lord, because if you're pretending to be lowborn, you should, like, speak like you aren't literate, you know? And so then throughout the conversation, it's like Theon switches between saying my lord and just like the whole thing. And then we get like all the stories, like just all the lore, the Bolton lore.
And he's just like,
he's sort of
handing these all out for free.
Yeah. I guess
he's being so
Theon as being any kind of a threat, so
yeah, I guess, but still, it just was like, it just is like, this is so much, you know?
Yeah. So let me try to summarize this. So the first Reek was just a servant they had, and he wasn't like a dirty guy. Like he was actually the cleanest man that Roose ever knew. He just had like some kind of a medical condition where he smelled. Like he just had very strong body odor. And we dealt with him for as long as we could until one day Ramsay's mother showed up asking for a servant because she needed help raising Ramsay. So he sent Reek over to help out with that. And they became inseparable, and he's not sure whether it was Reek who corrupted Ramsay or Ramsay who corrupted Reek, but they both ended up being terrible. And
this is like, I don't know. This I think was the most I'd ever felt for Ramsay. You know what I mean?
What are you feeling for him?
'Cause, bro, like, he didn't have to become this person. You know what I mean? Like,
so you think it was Reek that corrupted Ramsay?
No, oh my god. No, I don't. Sorry, no. But, like, it just, like, I guess this was just the thing that, like, humanized him most for me. The fact that him and Reek were, the OG Reek were so close. And, like, just, like, hearing about, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but they were close in as they enjoyed torturing people together. Like, I don't know.
I know, but it just, like, I don't know. I just felt bad for him. I don't know.
I guess. And then Roose asked Theon, what did he say to you? And Theon, like, literally begins choking because he can't get the words out. And he's like, don't worry about it. I know what he said. He told you to spy on me and keep his secrets, as if he has any secrets. All the people that are around him, does he really think they're his men? Where does he think they come from? So, Ramsay, yeah. Yeah. And so then he tells a story of how he raped his mother. He was gone hunting and he saw this woman and he was like, I want to fuck her. And also, back in the day, we had the right of the first night. The Lord gets to have sex with your bride and this guy had done this marriage in secret and stolen this right of me. So I killed him and fucked her below the tree where he was swaying. Like,
that's
what?
So fucked up. And he's like, the Umbers and Mountain Clans and people in Skagos also still do this, even, like, after it was abolished.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so messed up.
It is.
Yeah, this sucks.
And then he goes on to say, oh, and also the fox I hunted escaped, and my favorite courser got injured. So all in all, it was a dismal day for me. What?
Yeah.
A fucking asshole.
Despicable. The one thing I was thinking about this is, like, because you know how I feel like for so long I've been like, Ramsay, like obviously he has like some form of like grand ambition, whatever, but he's also just like kind of powered by hatred and like wanting to kind of be the worst. Like, I think he just gets off on hurting people, like, that much is clear. But like, I think, because you know how so far I was like, yeah, but like he's also doing a lot of it to win his dad's approval, because like his dad's like obviously he's going off the rails and like his dad doesn't approve of that because then it taints his own reputation and all the things. But I think I thought until this point that at the end of the day it was still for his dad's approval. Like, it still was for like, legitimize me, like, make me your heir, like, somewhere in there it was like, love me, whatever. But now, after hearing all this, I don't know, part of me wonders if, like, at some point he's like, I want to take down my dad. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, you know, like, maybe that's also a power.
Probably
I don't know.
all of that is part of that.
Right.
But I'm going to be really honest. I'm not interested in psychologizing Ramsay. I just want to hate him for, like, just pure hatred, no justifications. He sucks, and that's it. And he can go die in a hole somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of feel bad for him. Like, as much as I hate him, I also feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's okay. You can do that. Maybe after, like, 10 years of this, you'll be where I am, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's fine. Maybe I felt the same the first time. I don't know. Right now, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah. So then, afterwards, Ramsay's mom shows up with him, and her husband's brother had kicked her out when he saw the baby and realized that he had Roose Bolton's eyes. And Roose Bolton's like, I should have just sent her away, but he did have my eyes. So instead, I made sure that they had some supplies every year, like, whatever. Just as long as she never told him who his father was. But she didn't listen to that. And he says she made Ramsay what he is because she and Reek were always whispering in his ear about his rights and how he should, like, be able to rule the North, like, all of those things. So they made him ambitious, apparently. And Theon's like, yeah, but he's strong. And Roose is like, he's headstrong. I've seen him fight. I'm not sure if he's he's not a good fighter, basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah, but he's also, like, the only training he's ever had is Reek, so...
Yeah. But Theon's like, but he's not afraid of anyone. And Roose is like, that's not a good thing. You should be afraid. There's lots to be afraid of. All these people, like, I can't really rely on them. And Manderley is definitely plotting some shit. And just, I don't trust the people that are around me, so I fear them. And that's what keeps me alive and in power.
Wow.
And Ramsay should do the same. And tell him to be afraid the next time you see him. And at this point, Theon about pisses his pants because he's like, what? Tell him to be afraid? And Roose is like, okay, I know, you can't. His blood is bad. He needs to be leeched. Though with his blood, even poison, it would even poison the leeches.
Oh my god.
Which...
Bolton, I can't.
Yeah. And then, so he goes into like, once upon a time I had another son, Domeric, and he was like, he played the high harp, he read histories, he rode like the wind, even better than Lord Rickard's daughter. So that's Lyanna. Even though he says that one was half a horse herself.
Oh my god.
And he was like this whole accomplished thing. He was a page for the Dustins, and then he squired in the Vale, and he grew up with the other boys his age at the Vale, so he wanted a brother, so he came looking for my bastard son, and then Ramsay killed him. So
dude. Okay, so maybe we knew this and I've just forgotten this about Bolton. So was Bolton always kind of like envious of like the Starks and stuff, and like he always kind of wanted to, he's like, should have been the Boltons?
We've been hearing constantly about how like the Boltons for time immemorial have been like rising up against the Starks, have been put down and over and over again. I think so it's just kind of like a characteristic. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
And one of the other things, I think they themselves were like not the kings of all the North, but like kings of their area at some point. But now they're like a lesser lord to the Starks, or I guess not anymore, but like for the longest time, right? So yeah, there's a lot of conflict there.
Interesting.
What I did find interesting, and okay, first off, he says, this is Roose Bolton saying, tell me, my lord. So he's addressing Theon as my lord. Which I couldn't tell if this was like a typo on George R. R. Martin's part, or if this is like I guess he just he's like, I'll call you Reek if you want me to, but I'm still gonna like do the courtesies that are owed you. I don't know. He says, tell me, my lord, if the kinslayer is accursed, what is a father to do when one son slays another?
Oh my god.
So that's the story of his son. And Theon's like, but you have a new wife. You can have other sons. And he's like, you know what? I probably will. Lady Walda is a Frey, and she has a fertile feel to her. But he does say that he has become oddly fond of her, which is sweet? ?
Yeah, right? Like this whole paragraph, like he's like, I've become oddly fond of my fat little wife, and I'm like, how are you gonna, like, I don't know. And then he's like, my previous 2 wives never made a sound in bed, but she squeals and shudders, and I'm like, okay, like I'm glad you're like enjoying your like sort of adventures together, but like, I don't know. It's like, it's a little backhanded, it's a little bit sweet, like I don't know how to feel.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know either. But it's I don't know, I don't feel the backhanded stuff as much. I feel more that like,
you don't want her stuck with him?
Yeah, like I don't know if I can say anything definitively that Roose says is sweet.
Right.
But
yeah,
it's
that's
as sweet
true.
as he's gonna get.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think just hearing him say this, I'm like, it must be backhanded somehow, because he's like, how, like, him saying something good about someone chill feels weird.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, we'll probably have kids, but Ramsay's gonna kill them all. That's for the best. I will not live long enough to see new sons to manhood, and boy lords are the bane of any house. So he's kind of just accepted, but then is Ramsay not gonna be the bane of your house, Roose? Like,
yeah, and he also says like, yeah, I don't know, like,
because okay, I guess what could be is that like if there's a boy lord in charge, that means that like there's other people that are controlling him and are actually in power,
right?
Which also says a lot for like the Iron Throne Lannister situation, because it's all been boy lords, you know?
Oh, totally.
But
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, like I don't understand how he's like, yeah, like it's not. So he's
it's not worth
like
pursuing.
Okay,
like it's fine.
Yeah,
Ramsay's
like
just
how
my
he's
heir
cool
now.
with
Yeah,
Ramsay not destroying his house and honor and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe he thinks he'll be able to like tame him or something before he dies. But like, how?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like. Yeah, this was very out of character. It's like you're just chill with this. Like, you've been fighting all this time for all the glory and all the things, and now you're just like, sure, you know, like,
yeah. So then he asks, like, "Hey, Theon is freaking out, but also is like, why did you bring me here?" And like, I'm no use to anyone. I smell. And Roose is like, we can get you a bath and a change of clothes, no big deal. And this like freaks Theon out. Like, no, I don't want a bath. I'm gonna keep the clothes that Ramsay gave me, and you can't wash them. You can't take them from me. And finally Roose is like, okay, fine, whatever you say. And says, you know, if you might not believe me, but I don't mean you any harm. In fact, I owe you much and more. And Theon's like, what? And Roose's, I'm just gonna call him Bolton. Bolton's response is, I owe you the North. The Starks were done and doomed the night that you took Winterfell.
Damn.
Which is unfortunately too true.
That's so depressing, man.
Yeah. So at this point, they've pulled up on Barrow Hall, and he's noting all the, sigils flying. And then there's a flag for the Flints. And then I was like, wait, aren't the Flints fighting for Stannis? And I had to go Google this. There's apparently multiple houses called Flints. So like, it's probably like branches, offshoots.
Oh, okay.
But there's like the clansmen that are fighting with Stannis that are Flint. And then there's House Flint, which is for the Boltons currently. So
damn, that sucks.
Yeah. And what else? Okay, so they go up the stairs into the hall, and there's Lady Dustin. And like, she's an old widowed woman, but she's still like pretty handsome, I think is the word used to describe her. And like, and even though she's wearing like mourning black clothing, she's not bejeweled in any way. You can tell that she is somebody of high stature and whatever.
Yeah.
And she turns to look at Theon and is like, who is this? Where's the guy? Did your bastard refuse to give him up? And Roose has to be like, yeah, sorry. He's been with Ramsay. Please allow me to present the rightful lord of the Iron Islands, Theon of House Greyjoy.
Oh my god.
And all she says is, he's not what I expected. But Roose is like, he's what we have. Yeah. And she asks, is he mad? And Roose is like, he might be. Does it really matter?
Oh my god.
And at this point, Theon is like freaking the fuck out. He's like, no, it's not me. I'm not the Turncloak. He died at Winterfell. My name is Reek. It rhymes with freak.
Ouch.
And that's the end of that chapter.
Man, that hurts.
Okay, so clearly Lady Dustin asked for him. Why? Why do you think?
I don't know. At first I was like, oh, does she think it's Reek? Like, does she want confirmation of, like, the guy's death or something? Like, that it was, in fact, Ramsay's fault? But then I'm like, no, like, she asked for Theon. So, I don't, like, because could it be like, because you know how obviously Bolton knows that, like, Bran and Rickon are still alive, right? Because he makes reference to that earlier. But then he never says, like, the girl you're not marrying isn't Arya, like, whatever.
Right. We still don't know what they know about that situation.
Yeah. So is it, like, maybe they want Theon to confirm whether it's Arya or not, because Theon literally grew up with her.
Okay, so that's why Lady
Lady know.
Dustin asked for him?
Yeah, maybe. That's my first thought. Another thought that I have is that, like, because now we have, like, we don't know what's going on with Asha and the Glovers and that sort of alliance. So maybe there's something...
Alliance?
Not alliance. Not alliance. It's not an alliance, but, like, that sort of area debacle thing going on, right? But, like, maybe there's some sort of, like, Lady Dustin has been contacted by the Glovers or something. Like, maybe Asha has made a deal. She wants Theon. Maybe Lady, what's her name? Dustin is also a double agent. Like, I don't know why she'd want Theon. Like, and what, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
To, like, I don't know, like,
and
I just have no idea.
Given his state, is she gonna get what she wants from him?
I think they can, sort of put him back together.
Okay. Is he spared Ramsay's wrath for the rest of now?
I don't think so. For now, yeah, but I think eventually it's gonna probably be bad.
Okay. So the plan is they're gonna head to Winterfell in 3 days to get that marriage done. Is that gonna happen?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know what else to predict on.
Mm-hmm.
You think Manderly has abducted the Freys and is holding them hostage for later?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's it. Let's just move on to...
Let's do it.
Next chapters. Okay. Let me confirm, but I'm pretty sure we're reading 2 chapters next time. So give me your hopes and predictions.
I want to see Bran and Melisandre.
But right after this?
Yeah.
That is...
Again.
Okay. You are... Yeah. All right. Well, we're reading chapters 33 and 34 next time.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 33 is Tyrion.
Ooh, okay. Right. Jorah shit. They're, like, on their way. Oh, they had to convince that lady to help them. They're gonna get on the ship in a day's time. Right. Okay, so they're gonna be working hard to get to the boat. They're gonna get to the boat, but then, like, people are gonna recognize them, or, like, there's gonna be some sort of fight, or something.
Okay, cool.
Something bad's gonna happen on the boat.
Wait, what kind of bad?
Like, fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, chapter 34 is Bran.
Yes. Okay. Finally. Oh my god, after so long. Okay. I think we're gonna get some inside scoop on why he was called, what's going on. Oh my god. We've literally been waiting for this for, like, years.
Yeah, so has Bran, kind of.
Oh, totally, yeah. Oh my god, Kay, I'm so excited. I don't even know what to predict. Like, I just feel like we're gonna get, like, I guess we already talked about it this time, like, they could be evil / not. They could be good. Like, we just don't know what's going on. I'd love to still see, I want to see that child of the forest again, meet some more homies, catch up over tea,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it then. Let's read some emails.
Yeah.
So the first email is from Mott's.
Slay.
It says, "Hello there. I've been catching up with the podcast over the last few days and it's been an absolute joy. So I figured I'd send in some thoughts of my own." Okay. This is me. This was sent a while ago and it was also sent, and also we're ahead in where we're recording. So, like, just keep that in mind, timeline-wise, okay? First thing he says is, quote me, "Nuv, I cried 3 times today. Please teach me how. I'm sorry, mods. That was a very rare occurrence for me.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how. I wish I
Oh
knew
my
how to feel
God.
feelings, but it's not something I allow myself to do very often. So once you figure that out, let me know, okay?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then at some point, one of us said, "Welcome to anything but A Song of Ice and Fire."
That's funny.
And Mott says this is also known as the complete opposite of any time that Yaya and I watch any movie or TV show together. We somehow turn everything into A Song of Ice and Fire. It's honestly kind of impressive. Oh, I love that for them.
That's amazing.
So Mott continues, me about the Daenerys plot. I can't wait for y'all to clarify this plot line that I never actually paid that much attention to and therefore don't know that well. Meanwhile, Navid Harmouth, spending most of the chapter discussion being as confused as I am. Me. Oh, maybe it's just me who's the problem. Maybe it's not just me who's the problem here. No, Mots, it's not you. It's the chapters. It's the chapters.
That's okay. I have hope. I have hope. Our girl Dany will prevail and stop being ridiculous.
I don't have many thoughts on the Jon chapter coverage, but one thing y'all said stuck to me in a way that I'm not sure I like. And then he sent a clarifying email after this one saying that when I said that y'all said something I didn't like, it was only because I didn't like the revelation that it revealed that I like that Mott's like Stannis and not anything that y'all actually said. So that's his clarification for that. So I'm going to start again. But one thing y'all said stuck out to me in a way that I'm not sure I like. I don't remember the quote exactly, but at one point y'all were saying that you don't like Stannis, which I would normally be totally on board for, but this time it broke my heart a little. So that begs the question, am I a Stannis fanboy? A Stannis fanis now?
Oh my
I think
God.
I might be. I think I might be, and that begs the second question: Is there to be a status appreciation email coming?
Stop. I mean, oh my
you
God.
Can
no,
try.
Go for it.
Go for it. We'll read it. We might not agree.
Yeah. We've been asking people for their defense all the time.
Right.
Because Stannis is one of those people we're hard on. Stannis is one of those, like, good people we're hard on, you know?
Right. Okay. Theory time. What if, right before Nadardio gets Didardio'd, Skaden changed into a bird and that bird flew away. Then the bird found Ned's body that Hallis Mullen is bringing north and transfers Ned's conscience into it. Now undead Ned travels. No, sorry. Now un-Ned. He doesn't say undead Ned. He just says un-Ned travels north and becomes, drumroll please, Cold Hands. Boom. Does this make sense? Not at all. Am I here for it? Yes.
Okay, I love that theory.
Yeah, also I forgot that there's supposed to be like Hallis Mullen traveling to the north with Ned's body somewhere, and we never heard about that ever again.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Mott's.
Yeah, he might have turned back around once he heard that Winterfell was burned. Like, I don't know.
Who knows? Oh my God, Mott's.
Next
you're so
POV,
right.
Hallis Mullen.
Oh my God. Stop. Oh my God. Mott's. That's a great theory. I love that.
Flying versus teleportation. I'm team teleportation all the way. I'd love to use it to visit my friends. Yeah, agreed.
Aww, cute.
Okay, then quoting me, Quentin is not the most personality having individual. That's honestly a bit generous to Quentin, who may just be the physical embodiment of the color beige.
That's so mean. Oh my God, this poor guy, we're just flaming him.
And then another quote from me. Oh God, I forgot I said. Sorry. You don't just kill the boy in one go. It's gotta be one slice at a time.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah, this is my favorite approach to infanticide. Listen. Context matters, okay?
Oh my God. Someone tuning in and this is their first episode. Hello.
Okay, next. Oh hell yeah, a Davos chapter. I love those. And then the Sons of the Harpy does kind of sound like a boy band, and I never thought about it. So thank you, Harmouth.
Oh, that was me? Oh my God, yes. Thank you.
Oh, more Stannis hate? Yeah, I think the Stannis appreciation email is going to happen now.
That's so funny.
And then we read Teresa's email during one of the episodes. So he says, Teresa's email pointing out that Hamlet's "talk to you later" basically matches the first few notes of the outro song. Blew my freaking mind. I love it so much.
That's so funny.
Other people are apologizing for long emails. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with this absolute novel of an email. I low-key feel bad for making you read all these words, even though I know that y'all are probably going to tell me not to. Yes, mods, shut up. And I really appreciate y'all for that.
Oh my god, no, mods. I love a long email. I love an email full of observations.
Yes, and being reminded of some wild-ass shit we said.
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Okay, and then he says, wait, I just had a stupid thought. Is calling Theon/Reek Theon dead naming Reek? Or is calling him Reek enforcing a name that a stupid moron forced upon him? Kind of like a Twitter/X situation.
I think Theon. Like, Reek is dead. You know what I mean? Like, Reek.
Yeah, it's Theon.
You know
I'm going to call him Theon.
So,
yeah.
I think it's Theon, yeah.
Yeah. And he says, I'm leaning towards the latter, except it's actually worse than Twitter because we're talking about a person with feelings and an identity as opposed to a fake bird that probably couldn't care less. Yeah. And then regarding whether or not you dragged us with you with the whole Theon decapitation thing, you for sure made me think it was someone in universe who thought Theon got beheaded. Damn, I didn't think it was possible for Harmut to confuse me, but it happened. Thank you, Harmut.
You're welcome.
That was a wild revelation too.
No, yeah. We really, what's the word when fake things spread and we all remember it wrong again?
Like the Mandela effect?
Yes. I really started the Mandela effect for all of us, huh?
Well, at least for the two of us. It was a very short-reaching Mandela effect, but yeah.
No, of the three of us, Mott's agrees.
Well, yeah, but
I'm sure we
don't know
confused
anybody
a couple.
else. Okay,
yeah,
fair.
But I'm sure we confused a couple other people because we would bring it up constantly, you know? And the fact that no one wrote in to be like, hey guys, what are you yapping
Yeah, I
about?
think they didn't want you to realize that he could very much be alive, so.
Right, but they could have just been like, hey, where did you get him being decapitated?
Right, they could have. But they didn't.
I get it. They probably don't want to draw attention to the moment.
Yeah. So then me again, we need a behind the scenes person and then Mott's, I volunteer as tribute. I don't care what the end of that sentence is. I'm down.
Oh my god. Slave.
Yeah, and he like tempers it with like half joking, but I think I don't remember what we said, but maybe probably like somebody who looks things up for us or something. But Mott's were in very different time zones. It would be very difficult. But honestly, he's up at like all hours of the night, so maybe not. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Oh my god.
Okay, another theory time. Young Griff is no, let me finish. Young Griff is Viserys Targaryen. Viserys is a true dragon and didn't actually die from the crown of gold. For example, fire cannot kill a dragon and all that jazz. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, he hid and has been plotting ever since. It was actually Viserys who caused Drogo's wound to get infected, and then he paid Mir Mazdur to not heal Drogo properly. Viserys is still the heir to the throne, and he's not happy with everything Daenerys is doing. He's plotting his revenge with Illyrio. And since Viserys is a true heir, the Mummer's dragon that Daenerys was warned about is actually herself.
Wow. Mods, you're coming up with like so many like mind-boggling theories today. I think if Viserys as we knew him was a smarter lad and a lad who didn't need as much attention as he proved that he does need, like I think that Varys would rather die than not have people know that he's doing all these plots.
Viserys.
If they were good. Viserys, yeah.
You said Varys.
Oh, sorry. Viserys as a lad would never. I think if he was like a wee bit smarter, I would be so on board with this because it's such a fun little such a mind fuck of a theory.
Yeah, I don't think Mott's is even on board with this.
No, but I want to be on with it is my point because if he was smarter, I totally would be on board with it.
So you want Daenerys to be the Mummer's dragon?
No, not that. I just love a little oh, you thought, but it was you, you know? Like, I just like the dramatics.
But meanwhile, earlier today, you were like, George R. R. Martin keeps pulling this shit, and I don't know how I feel about it.
That's not what I said. I said I was impressed that he keeps pulling the same shit again and again, but is able to captivate all of us as though it wasn't the same shit over. Like, I'm complimenting him.
All right.
Because normally, if someone's doing the same shit, you'd be like, oh, this gets boring. But he's able to, like, pull it off, you know? Yeah.
Okay. Then... Oh, Matt says, I agree with Nav. I'd love a book that's just a longer version of Davos's Dance with Dragons plot. A dance with Davos. Anyone? Okay, those are all the thoughts I had from the last 6 episodes I finally listened to. Hopefully they made at least some sense. I love you both. Thank you so much for the podcast. Sincerely, Mots. Thank you, Mots.
Oh my god, thank you, Mots. That was such a good email.
Yeah. And please do send the Stannis appreciation email, and maybe we will learn to appreciate Stannis. I don't know.
Funny.
We agreed that him and Jon are more alike than we like to admit, so maybe. And the next email is titled Bran and Hodor Thoughts, and it's from Claudia. It reads, Hi Navarnhamrith, here are some of my thoughts regarding Bran and Hodor and Bran's bad habit of man-warging. In an earlier episode, the idea came up that Hodor may be portrayed as less than human since we only had seen warging with animals before. Since the latest prologue, we know that's not the case, and people without obvious disabilities can be warged into as well, though it's seen as the worst sin of all among the skin changers. So, why does it happen with Hodor and not any of the other traveling companions? My interpretation is that the very unusual relationship of the two facilitates it. The two of them have been functioning essentially as a single unit for a long time, Hodor providing the physical labor and Bran the thinking, planning, and talking. They're usually physically close and often touching. Since Hodor is essentially nonverbal, Bran had to learn to read and mimic his body language. Being so dependent on each other, Hodor by himself would be totally lost as well. Both have probably learned to read the other's every muscle twitch without even realizing it. This may be the closest, without magic, one can come to reading someone else's mind. By the logic of this world and Bran's abilities, it may be just a little step further to actually enter another mind. Of course, he also has the motive and opportunity the first time it happened. Hodor's shouting was putting everyone in danger, so Bran desperately wished to control Hodor and suddenly realized he could. No such thing ever happened with the others around him. And then Claudia adds, I may be partially projecting some of my own childhood here. My sibling has a rare disability that makes learning to speak extremely difficult. So for a long time, only the immediate family could make sense of what they were saying. It was almost a secret family language, and that I was sometimes asked to translate. Somehow, the special relationship here felt familiar. It may also mean that Hodor isn't suffering the same way as Prologue Lady. My interpretation is that Bran is doing the equivalent of a familiar person sneaking into a house through a secret door he discovered, while Viramir kicked the metaphorical wall in with brute force. Both are wrong, but the immediate experience may be quite different. Anyway, let's just be glad that this is all theoretical and those abilities don't exist in our world. Okay, let's talk about that before we get into the latter half of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is actually some really good explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Claudia is drawing from like personal experience to connect with this. And it does make sense to me that they're like, as Claudia says, they've been like functioning as kind of like a single unit for so long that they're like so close to each other that it just becomes kind of second nature for Bran to jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's more of like translating for Hodor, like not more of a translating like when he's in his mind, but just that they're connected to a point where only they've got the secret language of their own, and it may not be as horrible for Hodor as we fear it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, I think literally everything both of you said, like I don't have anything else to add, because honestly, yeah, everything you said kind of made sense to me, because there is, like, from what I recall, there is a difference between like the first time that he like voluntarily kind of takes over Hodor's consciousness, and then like the other times where he like sort of snaps in and out of it. And it like, so I And I do, like, I think I just don't remember the prologue very well. But what you're saying does make sense to me from what I do remember from, like, the Varamir and the lady stuff. Like, it was a different, it did feel and seem like a different experience, I think. That
Right.
part I just don't remember very well, but I think the, like,
I think what Claudia is saying, it was very, like, extreme in that, like, it was very violent. Like, she was clawing her eyes out. Like,
yeah,
it was that much of a, like, just that horrible for her to experience.
totally.
With Hodor, the only thing that makes me question that makes me be like that it isn't a great experience for him. And Claudia does recognize that, like, both of these things are wrong, but just, like, there's, like, different degrees of wrong. But I think in one of those things, when Bran's, like, in Hodor's head, he says, like, he can feel Hodor kind of, like, huddled in the corner, like, whimpering, not quite even resisting. But
right.
I don't know if I'm, like, quoting that correctly, but there was that moment which made me feel horrible for whatever Hodor's going through. But well, we have a Bran chapter coming up, so we might get to, like, keep this in mind as we read that and see how much it closely matches it, you know?
Because I totally appreciate Claudia's perspective, because it's making me think about it differently, because I think previously when we talked about it, we were both kind of just of the mind that, like, oh my god, like, Bran, like, why are you not realizing this? Like, what's going on? But I think, it's just hard because, like, we don't have a Hodor POV. We don't, like, we just, like, have no way of knowing the degree to which it's, like, bad for him. Like, obviously we can use the evidence, like, we can think back to the prologue, like, how the lady was acting. Like, Claudia can kind of pull from her experience of, like, the relationship with, or their experience from the relationship with their family member, and, like, we can think about, like, we can draw from their, like, Bran and Hodor's relationship and try to estimate, like, what each instance has been like for him. But I think at the end of the day, we just don't know, and that's kind of the issue, is, like, Bran's just kind of, like, doing it. So, like, and it's hard because it's, like, it's still wrong, and it could be, like, and, like, maybe it's, like, obviously it's not good for Hodor in any case, but maybe it's a little bit better for him if he's not, like, resisting every single time, and it's not, like, an actively bad experience for him every time. But it just still sucks that Bran's still doing it, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's more of, like, an automatic thing, and it's because of their connection, and it's so strong, and, like, they're kind of, like, even if they're kindred in that way, it just still just kind of sucks, you know? And I just wish we had, like, I don't know, either a Hodor perspective or just, like, better sort of, like, there were, like, more signals written for us to kind of know, because I feel like we're just kind of in this gray area, so I just don't really know what to think, I think.
Right. Okay. All right. So keep this in mind when reading the next chapter. The second half, or last little bit of Claudia's email is, I also noticed a parallel between the stories of Bran and Arya. Both are now regularly doing a terrible thing, TM, that kids their age shouldn't even be thinking about. Mind controlling another person versus killing people. The first time they did the thing was out of desperate self-preservation, shutting up / killing a person who would have otherwise put them in danger. Both didn't realize that they were doing it at the moment, and they were very shocked at first, but it opened a dark door in their minds with a new possibility. Neither experienced any kind of negative consequence for the thing either. It only helped them. Later on, they did the thing again, also out of self-preservation, and in this time, also out of self-preservation, but in a more calculated way. After that, the thing almost becomes a habit. So, with this, there's, like, an asterisk that, like, so the first time Bran, like, wargs into Hodor is at that at Queen's Tower, like, in The Gift, when there's, like, free folk outside and there's, like, lightning and Hodor is freaking out. And the second time is when they're at the Night Fort and they hear somebody coming up the well and they think it's, like, they're in danger. So Claudia just clarifies that Bran wasn't actually in danger at the Night Fort, but he had every reason to believe he was. So they both did it the second time, also out of self-preservation, but in a more calculated way.
Right.
Both are now in an environment, Greenseer's cave / Bravos murder cult, that actually encourages them to use their dark abilities in a more controlled and targeted way, and we can see their human conscience eroding bit by bit. Both will probably play a part in saving the world with what they're learning, but I don't see a pleasant ending for these kids at all.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You make great observations, Claudia. Like, thank you so much for writing in.
Yes.
However, this second half is really depressing. Like, it's hard.
I think
I know
it's accurate though.
Yes, like, of course, it's the nature of the series. It's the nature where the story's going and like the characters. But it just, like, it's a really sad parallel, you know?
Yeah.
And you're right, like, it is, like...
Hey, if they ever reunite, they can bond over it together.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it sucks. That's kind of all I have to say, because I think you're right, but it sucks.
Yeah.
I just hope that, like, there's some sort, like, yeah, I just hope it's, like, end of the road, the light has prevailed, dark is done, and then it's like you can kind of just sort of take time to, like, heal, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to, like, I think that as of right now, like, the situations that they're in, I just don't see a way where they kind of, like, okay, sorry, specifically for Arya's, I think that, like, it would be hard for her to, well, I guess they're both in the similar situation, though, where it's like they don't have to, but I think Arya's more so is, like, she's in a bit more of a situation where she has to than Bran having to warg in. Like, Bran doesn't have to warg into Hodor anymore, like, during, like, the automatic times that he is, you know?
Right.
But whereas Arya's in a little bit more of a situation where it's like, well, this is her, like, shelter and all the,
yeah,
like, do you know
but
what I
they're
mean?
both
Like,
learning skills that can lend themselves to this bad thing, TM.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, like, it's becoming harder for both of them to not do this thing, but it's, yeah,
or rather easier for them to do this.
Right.
Thing.
Yes.
I would
easier.
say that's more.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's easier for them. But I think, like, I just think that, like, until all of this is over, it's just hard for me to imagine them having, like, them being able to give it the attention it needs to make sure that they don't use their abilities in that way. Then, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it takes effort to get that, to become self-aware enough and, like, be able to like, actually focus on your habits and fix them and, like, know what you're capable of and, like, make choices around that, especially when you're learning, like, new skills like this. Like, these are, like, world-changing things that they're doing and learning, you know? So it's like, I guess all I'm saying is it's kind of more depressing because I don't see an immediate future where they're not doing these things.
Right.
So I'm just kind of hoping for, like, an end where they're able to stop doing them, because it's like it no longer feels like a necessity, so they can actually take the time to stop it.
Right. Depends on whether they'll want to at that point.
Yeah.
All right. So Claudia signs off. Keep up the great podcasting, Claudia, and her pronouns are she, her.
Keep up the great observations, Claudia. That was an amazing email.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Next, we have an email from Ola, who has been a long-time listener.
Ola! Oh my god, my fellow unspoiled lad.
Yes. You really love the word lad today. What is with you?
I don't know
lad?
why. I think
you
I've
called
just
Viserys lad, and I was like, what?
I don't know. It's becoming a part of my vocabulary.
Ola, Harmouth is putting you in the same category as Viserys. How do you feel about that?
Oh my god, y'all. This is inflammatory.
Okay, so it's titled, Who Are Dead Now? This is a question. Dear both of you, I'm still an avid listener 5 years in, and I'm loving reading along with you through A Song of Ice and Fire for the very first time. I still genuinely know nothing of what's to come, which makes the journey all the more thrilling. I think Ola has showed more commitment to this than we have ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if I were somebody who started off listening to us at the very, like, well, we've now for a while been consistent with every 2 weeks. So but it's still a very slow pace. And then before then, we were kind of inconsistent even with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Ola has stuck through it, like, just
and
kudos
especially
to you.
like the patience to like
Yeah.
wait for us. Yeah, so even if Ola was like getting ahead of our coverage, like he was actually able to always go back and like still like keep with us. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Ola,
I don't know if Ola got ahead.
No, I'm saying
really.
if Ola ever, because there's gotta been times where it was like you get to the end of a chapter and you're like, I just need to read one more. So either way, it was like restraint. So much restraint was shown, and like, yeah, just slay.
Okay, anyway,
continue.
Yes. Let me actually get to the email.
Yes,
I wanted to dive into a thought with you. Are Tyrion and Davos dead? Okay, so this email I think was sent after that chapter where Tyrion almost drowns, and Davos like goes to the hall and they're like, kill him.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay,
oh my god.
We gotta like time travel in our minds a bit. Yeah. My gut feeling is that Tyrion probably is, and Davos probably isn't.
Ooh,
I'm thinking about George R. R. Martin's notorious habit of subverting expectations. At this point, it feels like he might be due for a major character death that's more unheroic, even almost commonplace, unlike those of Ned, Catelyn, and Robb, who were killed by their enemies.
Wow.
Living in Westeros is inherently dangerous, and Tyrion is certainly in the thick of it. A drowning is not uncommon, so I find it quite plausible that he could simply vanish into the river, never to be seen again. And why not? We followed his arc until the reveal of young Griff, and perhaps that was the natural and somewhat mundane conclusion to this particular storyline.
Ola, that's so depressing.
That's like so well thought. Like, it's hard to go back and put ourselves in this mindset now that we're like so many chapters ahead of it, but like
no, it makes sense, but I think
if I had read this to you, this might have like really spurned your
changed
paranoia.
my mind.
Yeah.
But I think it was similar. I feel like when we met Tyrion, he wasn't quite like bright-eyed lad, but he was like much more bright-eyed than we know him now, you know, because he didn't feel like he'd gone through so many devastating betrayals, and like even more rumors have gathered about who he is now, like, you know what I mean, like it was a different person. So it would be unfortunately a very compelling arc to write that, and then now like at the end of his life it's like he's like an alcoholic, he's having a terrible time, he's killed his dad, his past lover, he wants to kill his brother, his sister. Like, it could be a compelling arc, but I just kind of was like, I don't want that though. So then I was like, hopefully it's not that. But anyway, yeah, I think this is just my like disposition. I'm very
this
like
is good theorizing. I like having like another point of view that doesn't know what's gonna happen. So please write in more, and we'll obviously read them all, but unfortunately we'll likely read them a little while after you've sent them. Like at least you'll hear it a while after you've sent it. But we love this.
This is cool though. But yeah, anyway, sorry. My point was just like, this makes sense. This makes sense, and like, honestly, I feel like he could have written it this way.
Yeah. The only thing that might, like, I think George R. R. Martin has said that he himself relates most to Tyrion. So I feel like he would have a hard time killing off Tyrion.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's interesting.
All right. Okay, so Ola continues. On the other hand, if he, as Harmith believes, is rescued, there's another solution to the problem of contracting grayscale. He's expressed fear of grayscale multiple times, hasn't he? Could it be that he contracted it as a child and survived, leaving him traumatized but immune? Interesting.
Cool.
For Davos, I lean the other way. We've heard reports of his death from witnesses, which to me suggests he'll survive after all. It would be too straightforward for Martin to simply confirm those rumors, much like with Theon's supposed demise. So I'm with Harmith on this one.
Slay. You know what's so funny about that, Ola? Is I don't know anyone else's experience. You're probably the person I've heard from most who's also unspoiled. And I feel like we both do the thing where we're like, but he wants you to believe this, but then he wouldn't, because it's George R. R. Martin. Like, I feel like there's so many authors where I'd be like, yeah, we saw witnesses say that he died. Of course he died, but we've both been... George R. R.
You're
Martin
just always
scared
on the
us.
lookout for George R. R. Martin's shenanigans.
Exactly. He has scared us into, like, all of our theories have to have, like, 50 different what-if layers. Like, but what if he wants us to you know, like, you have to really, like, go the route in your head.
Yeah. All right. Finally, I wanted to share a piece of fan art I created last year. A song. Like Harmouth, I was expecting a Jon or Davos chapter in A Feast for Crows and only realized that wouldn't happen when Nuv clarified it for her. I actually sent the song to you on Discord back then. I do remember this, but it probably lacked context since there was nothing to say about what happened at the wall at the time. Afterward, I started on a song about Cersei, but then she was arrested by the High Septon and her perspective as a mighty and powerful queen wasn't that relevant anymore. Hey, I still want to listen to this. That's me, sorry. Also, I realized her chapters would run out before I could finish the song, and then, well, life happened and the song is still incomplete. That's okay, take your time. Art takes time.
Yes.
But once
it's
complete...
That's so cool, Ola. Whenever you... Hey, even if, like, I don't think you want to do this, but if you want to share it and it's not complete, like, feel free to. But, like, obviously... If you're waiting until it's finished, like, let us know.
It could be a group project. We can all work on it together.
Stop. Oh my god.
Okay, so anyway, here's the song about Stan the Man, written from the perspective of a random night's watchman. Since I'm not a particularly skilled musician, I'm quite proud of it in that wonderful, childish, look what I did way. My wife thinks I shouldn't bother others with such amateurish things, but I enjoy sharing it nonetheless. It's composed and written by me, and it was entirely recorded and mixed on a small synthesizer called an OP1, made by Teenage Engineering. Hope you like it.
Oh my god,
so I've got
I'm
it
so
here.
excited.
Isn't it?
Oh my god, that was so fun. Oh my god. I love the chorus. I love the chorus is so like sing me to sleep.
I don't want to sing because like I am so horrible at singing. But
you don't have to sing me to sleep, but this recording can sing me to sleep.
Yes, okay, fine. Don't need to insult me.
I'm not insulting you, I'm just saying.
No,
it's
I know.
Ola's song. I don't need you to sing it.
No, this is definitely when I listened to it, it was definitely like running through my head for a few days.
No, that's so cute. Oh my god. Also, I love your voice. I love the bass. Yes. It's so cool. Like when you at one point you were like oh or something. Like you had like a really low note and it was really satisfying.
I appreciate, as somebody who is basically tone deaf, I appreciate all the rhyming. You know I love a good rhyme.
The R'hllor and Oh my god, there was a good. It was whatever you rhymed. Stannis the man is da 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 da. And then he rhymed something
Is
with
he the
R'hllor.
one sent by R'hllor?
Whatever he rhymed with R'hllor was really satisfying.
Yes. We will listen to it again later and figure that out. But thank you so much, Ola, for sharing it. And I'm glad.
That was amazing.
Yeah. And this was good because we talked a lot about Stannis today. So.
Oh my god, maybe this was the Stannis appreciation people have been waiting for.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, mods, you got to step up your game. You got to write a song. An email won't suffice.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
No, but this is actually so cool. I am always impressed when people take the time and effort to create like an actual work of art for like a fandom. Like I know like we do this podcast, whatever, right? Like that takes time and effort too. But I don't see this as like I still think the song takes a level and type of effort that I personally could not muster.
Yeah, there's a difference between like there's commitment to a thing, and like we've definitely committed ourselves to the series, but there's like an artistic commitment. And artistic commitment, it's different. Like writing a song for a series takes artistic commitment. So that's really cool.
So anyway, that was wonderful. A great way to end this off. So folks, you know all the things. Join us on Discord, follow us on Instagram, it's at Pop Culture Symposium. Send us all the emails, popculturesymposium@gmail.com, and don't forget to enter our review contest. All the info is in the show notes. Just go do it. And help us find more people to talk to about this series and obsess with, and together we can make even more songs. I will not be contributing to that because lack of talent, but others will, I'm sure. So until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.